Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of CMSA's League of Legends League. How is everybody? My name is Chromacaster. I'll be one of your shoutcasters today. We also have Sam VC. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sam VC. Thanks for the introduction, Chroma. I'm doing very well. I'm very, very excited for week 3 of the league and our first week seeing Pearl take on season 14 with all the new items, new meta, new map. I'm so excited for this evening.
You said the first week that we're seeing Pearl, and then you said the items. I was like, wait, no, this is the second week we're seeing them, but with the new items. You're correct. This is going to be very different than the very first week with Pearl, that's for sure. I am also ready for a very exciting week and becoming very, very caffeinated as we speak, so I might be a little woo! And if it's too much, just tell me. It's okay. It's okay. I probably deserve it. We just had a poll. I don't know if you saw it, Sam.
I love the engagement right away. That's why we do this.
Straight away. I put up a poll. I said, who has the best body yaddy? Braum, Set, Jarvan, or Trundle? Who do you think has the best body yaddy?
Oh, wow. How do you decide? All three, please.
All 4, including Trundle.
Wait, who did I miss?
Just put a bag over his head. You got Braum,
you said it, and I saw the visual of Braum and Set and Jarvan. Who did I miss?
And Trundle.
Oh, and Trundle. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's say Braum. Let's go with Braum on this one for me, I think.
We had 3 votes in total, and all 3 votes were for Braum. Braum has the best body yaddy. Hands down, it's been voted. All right, close out that poll. View results, close. Yeah, John's like, it's a Braum sweep. Absolutely. I was saying Braum just has that bury my face in your chest kind of body, you know? It is what it is.
The kind of body you only get by lugging around giant shield. I was gonna say pieces of wood, but we'll stick with shield.
Exactly. A shield for my shield. I like it. Today we're going to be following the Pearl League, like we said. We're going to be following specifically Latimer's team. Latimer is the what's the title for it? Like the director for the League of Legends League, the organizer.
Yeah, the Grand Poobah. I mean, there's just what doesn't he do here?
Seriously,
definitely like league organizer or something
He's
like
our
that.
master.
Some very fancy title.
Master Latimer. You know, when I see his name, every time I'm like, he's got to be like a Vladimir main or something. But no, Zyra main, because that matches. I've never asked him, Vladimir, if you're watching, if you just want to drop a little hint on where your name came from.
Ooh,
that would be a cool little background story.
I'll let him share. I don't want to spoil anything. Although I will say, I'm privileged enough to play on another team with Vladimir himself, and it's volleyball, and it's very fitting because I am wearing my volleyball bow tie tonight as we watch Vladimir's team play on the Rift. So. Works out well this evening. You know, right before we got onto cams here, I was having a serious wardrobe malfunction. Like, I was digging through my whole wardrobe. I could have sworn I had a black bow tie in there somewhere. I put on a nice white dress shirt. I put on my nice black slacks, and I'm like, I can't find my damn bow tie. And I had like this skinny black tie, and I put it on, and I was like, I look like a waiter. So I had to take it all off. And I was like, I can wear this dress shirt. And then like it was like falling apart. So I had to throw that away. And then I ended up just putting on a polo. So that was my day before I got here. You look marvelous as always, though. Thank you. Black on black, girl. Black is always in. Trash bag, and I would be here for it. Next week, a trash bag. Just boop. Black trash bag. Can I clip mine to a bow tie just so I fit the theme? Yes, absolutely. Perfect. Highlight says, are you following Kelton? I'm late. Who's Kelton? What's Kelton? No, I don't know if Kelton's in any of our games, but our first one, we've got Vladimir, Laugh Like Nate, Mowins, Kung Pao, and Shop of Horrors. He says it's Kung Pao. Yes, we'll be following Kung Pao all day today. We got Vladimir's team, okay, which does have Kung Pao on it. Yes. Oh, what's their name today? Let's see.
Vladimir's
The
team.
Smolder Snacks. That's who we're watching. We're following the Smolder Snacks, which I saw it immediately because I'm like, I'm gonna be a Smolder main. I'm telling the world now, I'm gonna be a Smolder main. I'm all for the champion design here. Smolder looks so simple, and it's something I feel like I can wrap my head around, and just adorable at the same time.
And he's like the first what feels and looks like an actual AD caster. Like he casts spells that where you're like the majority of your stuff comes from spells and abilities, but it's all based off of scaling AD. Like we have some people who are kind of like that, but they feel either more like assassins or they feel more like bruisers, whereas he feels more like an AD mage, which I am very excited about because I love that style. I love being a artillery mage.
It seems like there's not a lot really to compare it to. Maybe Ezreal with a couple like skill shots and a reposition tool, but at the same time he's like got this hyper scaling dragon fantasy, and it doesn't quite seem exactly like Ezreal. So I'm so excited to get my hands on Smolder and try him out on the Rift.
And he scales, like his Q scales based on I think how many like units you kill. So like you get this amazing caster who scales into late game, and I love that. I don't want just an early game. I want to be able to dominate throughout the whole game.
I think it's the AoE that does it for me, because that's one of the reasons why Ezreal has never necessarily resonated with me, is because I'm like, okay, great, I can really poke and like be annoying for one person, but if I've got a very large tank in front or a Braum and a shield to stare at, I'm not getting through that. I'm just gonna keep putting things in there. Whereas Smolder, it's just kind of like, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna right at you, and it's going to hit your whole team behind you as well.
100%.
And I love the AoE nature of the caster marksman that that's new and exciting. I'm excited to sink my teeth into him. I hope we see him played in the league too. It'll be great.
Oh, when's his release date? Do we know?
Isn't it early February sometime?
I hope so.
I didn't prep for that question, but hopefully.
How dare you? Find out right now. No,
Not
I'm
on my
very
calendar
excited.
yet, but I'm ready for him. So that's who we'll be following tonight. Smolder.
Smolder Snacks, and they're going
Smolder
against
Snacks.
Huey's Hotties.
Wait, Hotties, yep.
This is the first time seeing both of these names.
I love it. Some new names. I don't know if we had. There's not new team. I wonder who didn't make the cut. Who
didn't make the cut?
Who left this week? So I see some old favorites like Brahms Babes, but we've got Smolder Snacks and Huey's Hotties. I'm
Brahms
here for it, regardless.
Bussies. That's what it is for now.
Yes.
Brahms
Sorry,
Bussies.
Right, we'll make the correction.
That's
Make
the Chroma
correction
version.
next week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have a talk with Vladimir and Vibros. Like, listen, love Brahms Babes, but hear me out. Brahms Bussies. All right, they said let us know when you're ready. So they're thinking about getting ready to go here.
And do we know if there's any bans or tickets being used to prevent the 2 bans to 1 ban? Did that happen to either of our teams this week? Nothing in the chat?
Nothing in the chat yet. Nothing in the chat yet. And I don't see it in the stream anymore because they're all getting them from the website now. So if it's going to come through, I believe it'll come through the league client. I don't remember. He just said it literally in the announcements, and I might have blocked that part out. Gunny Hartman gifted a tier 1 sub Jellyfish video. Welcome to the subscription, Jellyfish. Thank you, Gunny. Frost Queen Ash says Smolder's coming out January 30th, so sooner than February.
30th.
We got 1 week.
January 30th.
That is next Tuesday, right?
So I thought it was into February. Oh, okay. We won't see him next week then, because isn't the patch usually like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning?
I believe so.
Maybe the following week then. Okay.
I want to see him next week. Gosh darn it. We got Tristana banned for the first ban here. Let's go ahead and switch over to that layout.
Probably towards Captain. Let's see, where did that ban land? Captain Felch, I know, has some Tristana under there in their repertoire, so it could be going there, depending on what side it was. Let me pull up the stream.
Gunny Hartman says, it's a polka dot kind of day, baby. I think he's talking about your bow tie.
It's volleyball polka dot kind of day. Is it Chroma? Is it possible to see anything in Discord for me behind the scenes?
Oh, what do you mean?
Stream?
Oh, duh.
In Discord. Thank you.
That's what I was forgetting. I knew I was forgetting something important.
I'm just going to listen really intently and try to give my 2 cents. Here we go.
There you go. Now you know what's happening.
Thank you.
Malzahar ban, Tristana ban. We got a Yorick ban, a Trundle ban.
Oh, the body got banned. Oh.
Got the Seraph.
Zyra. Oh, that's at Vladimir. They pay me. That's why I make the big bucks to tell you that the Zyra ban is directed at Vladimir. Right there. That's who it's for. Big secret champion pool for Lad.
You will never be allowed to play Zyra. He slips it through every once in a while. Sometimes, like the enemy team just like lets him. They're like, okay, you know what? We'll be nice. You can have it through one time.
I do see it on him very occasionally though.
A Zilean first pick. I love a good Zilean. Especially because you can just build him AP.
So, I know. Zilean, it's such an obnoxious choice, too. And I have a feeling this could be... I don't know that I've seen Lad go Zilean a lot. I think this could be out of the mid lanes. I know Mowens will play some Zilean from time to time. So, could mean that we have a very enabling of the ADC composition with something supportive. If that's out of Zilean mid. And Varus, okay.
Do you watch any like professional esports like over the past few years?
I do, yeah. I like to follow the professional scene.
I barely watch it as much. I want to. I don't make the time to. But there was somebody who played a lot of Zilean in the mid lane, and he was basically perma-banned off Zilean in professional play. I don't remember who it was. It's not Shifter.
Thinking of Bjergsen.
Is it Bjergsen?
Bjergsen had a great pocket Zilean pickup, and yeah, it was like no one else was really playing him a whole lot, and getting, like you said, banned very frequently. Like played in the right way with the right team. Zilean is such an enabling champion.
Ooh, we got a Cassiopeia pickup, so that might not be Zilean in the mid lane.
Yeah, or Cass top also has been showing up this patch. All told though, I'd like to see some AD to round out the comp. So I'm kind of hoping that this Zilean is going into the support position, Cass mid, so that we can get some AD out of the jungle or the top lane.
Yeah, because we got Kai'Sa down there, but I don't know. You can kind of build her either way at this point. Like you can build her very, very hybrid. You're kind of supposed to because you can level up her abilities that way.
Yeah, the crit kind of Kai'Sa. I will say Kai'Sa is one of those where I'm excited to see because she really likes a specific build path, so she can hit her item, her evolution points at good times throughout the match, and so. I'm hoping to see if we've got, or if there's some sort of a tech that I don't know about for what Kai'Sa can do on this patch, because until that build is kind of found, sometimes Kai'Sa can lag below the other AD carries in the bot lane.
Yeah, especially with like all the new items, there's a whole lot of fluctuation between the stats, and she needs to meet a very specific amount of AD, a very specific amount of attack speed. So I'm curious as to what the ideal build is right now to get to those the fastest. I feel like a lot of like the flat stats have been reduced and then they made like cooler abilities with them. But I don't know. I haven't seen Kai'Sa basically at all this entire season. We got a Vi ban, a Garen ban, a Cho'Gath ban, and a Tryndamere. I've seen a lot of Vi in CMSA specifically. Almost never see it in solo queue, like ever.
Yeah, which is surprising because Vi, it does everything you really need to be successful in solo queue. You can kind of get those quick picks. You can play for the early game if you want. You can fill into what your team needs, whether it's a lethality or a bruiser sort of a play style. I always like to see Vi. I think it goes with a lot of teams, but did they switch off of it here?
I'm very curious who Kung Pao is going to pick here, because this is going to be like last week where it's like a really squishy team and they ended up winning that game by just out damaging like as fast as possible, and they each individually got fed. Are they going to get a frontliner? That's the real question here. Into the last second.
So much AP on this team.
We got a Bel'Veth.
There's some AD. Okay. Lots of scaling though, and lots of AP is what I see on the side of the Smolder Snacks.
Smolder Snacks. I just have such mixed feelings about Bel'Veth. She's so hit or miss. I mean, it's great that now she has the grubbies to kind of get her ahead if she gets that. But like I was saying last week, Belveth, if she doesn't get a couple kills early, she can really, really feel underwhelming. But if she does get them, then she can carry the game. So I'm very interested to see how the pacing goes there. I don't know. How do you feel about the teams here? Who do you think is going to win?
So, I'm listening to what you're saying about Belveth, and I think you also see that a little bit in Cassiopeia, where you've got these champions that can really pop off, but that don't like a lot of CC. And when I look across the map, they're facing a lot of CC. Every individual on the side of Hui's Hotties has a lot of CC to bring to the table, and some of it is point and click. And so I think that could make Belveth really, really difficult to use. Like, you're having to wait out everyone, and by then the rotations are back up. I like the balanced damage coming out of the side of Hui's Hotties. I like the CC. I think they have an easier to execute composition that is going to be strong in the early and the middle portions of the game. And unless it goes really, really late, I think that's where I tend to kind of sway towards the Hui's Hotties side.
I'm definitely leaning towards Hui's Hotties as well. It's that combination. There's so much CC. There's so much dive. Like the Nocturne ult, the Malphite ult, the stuns from the snares from Lux specifically, the snare with the Varus ult, the Nico snares, the Nico ults. There's just so much they can do in team fights. I can't wait to see them happen. Whereas with Smolder Snacks, they very much have a like, we need to do damage as fast as possible, and we kind of have some recovery with the Zillion, like being able to revive maybe the Belveth if she gets in trouble. But it's gonna be very hard for them to win team fights. I feel like they're gonna be really getting knocked around by Hui's Hotties hardcore.
The one advantage I see that the kind of tricky part of Smolder Snacks that can possibly happen is if Smolder Snacks does a really good job of baiting out some of these high impact ultimates from Hui's Hotties and using things like Kale's Divine Judgment to block the damage or to save a member, or if everything gets loaded onto maybe one member because they're trying to make a pick, and so Nocturne is diving onto one team member maybe alongside a Nico who's managed to flank, but then Zillion saves them at the last moment. Now you've taken away two of those high priority CC tools, which enables these very strong scalers to go in there and clean up, and you can't leave any of these members of Smolder Snacks alone for very long, because Cassiopeia, Kaisa, Kale, and Belveth can rip through your whole team if left unchecked. So it's just a lot of threats and some survivability. So I do think there's some counterplay that Smolder Snacks has, but I agree. It seems to kind of be like an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, it goes back to each of them need to do well. They need to carry themselves until they can all group up and carry together. Whereas Hui's Hotties, they're all going to carry together. Latimer says hi Latimer in the chat, and then Frost Queen has a really good point. They said Kale and Zillion can be really rough to play against. Which, yeah, I mean, once Kale gets to 16 and since she has her ultimate to keep her alive, she got the Zillion ultimate to bring her back, like, she can get real crazy. Plus, you got Belveth in there, too. So you got two really good later game hyper carries. So if they can get there, I can see it.
Yeah, from a macro standpoint, play around whatever side of the map the opponent is going to let you play around. Do we have to pause it again, or did the delay come through?
The delay went through.
Excellent. Okay.
The stream doesn't seem to want to pick up the game. Okay, there we go. Perfect.
Great, so we don't have to sit here. We're ready to go right away. But the only some counterplay I see is let the game go as long as you can. All your team scales. If you notice that the enemy team is going to heavily set up and commit to dragon takes, just go to the opposite of the side of the map and take grubs, take herald. Don't necessarily feel the need like you have to fight. You in the comp like this, you can afford to give away 1, 2, maybe even 3 dragons before you really even want to commit to a fight, and hopefully everyone's farmed up by then well enough to try and win a fight.
Just rotating everyone around here. That is going to be Nico mid with a Lux support. Malphite going top. You know who I was really excited to see? I was really excited to see Samira. I know we talked about her a lot last week. I played her a bit this week, and you know, I'm growing. The lethality build is growing on me.
Go ahead.
I didn't like, what's that item? The
Lecter?
The one that gives you statues. Hubris. I didn't like that on her. Like, I get that it's nice for the extra AD, but it felt like it really slowed me down. I felt like not having the extra crit and sustain earlier, because I went for it like second item. It didn't feel good. I didn't like it. So if we see a Samira, we can talk more about that. But that's what I'm excited to see, is maybe some more Samira play.
I do like a Hubris as an item, not necessarily because I think it's good. I just think it's one of those fun items. Yeah, it's like a snowbally item, but it doesn't feel busted. Like, it does feel not necessarily like good to rush or to get as a second item, but I think for a snowball item, that's okay. Like, you gotta be popping off. You gotta know your champion in order to maybe take a little hit in the now in order to have this really fun statue that you start building back in your base and get to see. So I don't know if we'll see it tonight as an item, but I do have I'm developing a soft spot in my heart for the Hubris.
We could see it on Kaisa. That's a possibility. Lethality. The poll that I put up for who people think are going to win, we had 3 votes. 2 of them actually went towards Smolder Snacks, and then 1 went towards Sway's Hotties.
I think there's some fans on. We've got definitely some players that are well liked in the community. I mean, everyone is well liked in the community, but with some fan favorites on Smolder's Snack. So perhaps influencing what's going on.
I can't say it seriously. Smolder Snacks. This is also my favorite skin on Zillion, the Sugar Rush. Oops. Oh god, there's a fight going down, and I was covering with the menu. Oh, is Lux gonna go down? Down she goes! First blood goes to Kaisa. Varus might be able to pick up the kip here too.
Double kill?
Double kill? Double kill for Kaisa! What a turn.
Yes, I think that was the passive from Kaisa. Getting that 5th bolt, perhaps, with all that damage, or if it was just a strong hit, I couldn't quite see. I thought Captain Felch with lethal tempo on that Varus all stacked up was going to take it. Well done.
I was thinking the same thing. I was nervous for that Zillion. I was like, Zillion, no, don't go back in there. Don't do it. And he did die, but it ended up being worth-ish.
Well, definitely worth, because even if it's a 1-for-1 and it wasn't 2-for-1 there, you also deny the creep because you were pushing into your opponents. So now the opposing AD carry doesn't get to take all that creep. You're not going to miss any of it as it slow pushes back out. So you really like that sort of a trade if you're on marksman in the bot lane right now.
That's fair. I also failed to note that Nico's in this game, and I freaking love watching Nico games. Don't be suspicious. Oh, they're collapsing on this Nocturne here. Cassiopeia coming over. It might be too late, though. Here comes Nico. Oh, he's gonna get out alive. Bot lane showed up. Oh, she caught the snare. Oh, no. I thought she was safe, and she walked right into it. Dang. Belva said we're gonna make a play here, but it did not go in their favor.
They almost had it. I was just the Nico coming down and saving Nocturne with that Tangle Barb, just enough of a slowdown to prevent the pickup, and then they turned it around. So great little collapse there, really from both sides. Sway's Hottie's coming out ahead.
Looking at the CS, we're gonna have a pretty high CS lead favoring towards Sway's Hotties right now. 8 more up top, an additional 10 in the mid. Pretty even on the bot side, actually. She said, stay there.
Vladimir on Zillion, I feel like every time I look down, he has slivers of health. That piercing arrow gets so close to taking him out.
He was probably clenching. Oh, that was the Void Grub going down.
Love the early Void Grubs, especially onto Belveth. I think that was the right kind of macro call, and great job to capitalize on that. Got to be so aware if you're on the side of Hui's Hotties, as Belveth is going to want to be on that top side of the map.
Have you seen the most recent patch notes? Were there any changes to grubs? I know that they were going to do something. I just didn't know what it was.
You know, I'm not sure about anything grub related, so I can't help you too much. I do know that goes through this evening, so we're still on the older one. But yeah, for upcoming games, I'm not sure if there's any big changes for the grubs or not.
If anyone in the chat knows what's going on with grubs, I'm very interested to find out, because I think they're a little busty right now. They deserve a nerf. First dragon's going to go down here. Cassiopeia trying to collapse on him, but it's just her. Game announcement has slain a dragon.
Yeah, and that was very good of Hui's Hotties to recognize, okay, if grubs went down top, we gotta make sure we're making a push for dragons. Their team does not scale as well. That's no surprise to Smolder stacks, and so getting the dragon stacking quickly is definitely one of the ways that they're gonna remain relevant for as long as possible in this game. So it's smart that they get the stack going right away.
Oh, pop there. That's already a Baron blue buff? I thought that didn't happen until Baron spawned. See, now I'm confused.
I don't know I do not know. That seems like it would be a graphical glitch, because as I look around, I don't see everyone on the team with Baron. So I'm not sure why it looked that way.
That was definitely a purple blue. Well, they're still working on the bugs. They did fix a couple things. We have the spectate mode back where we don't where we actually have the lag, the 3-minute delay. So that's a plus. We still have game announcer slaying things, but we're working on it. Frost Queen Ash says there's nothing in the patch notes, no changes for the grubs. Okay,
it's just a dream. You're just dreaming about changes to grubs because they're just so oppressive. I get it. I mean, I've played against enemy teams and I'm trying to hold out against them and I just can't do it. Those little grubbies just keep on showing up.
No, it's like I was saying last week, it's just that forced team fight so early drives me crazy. I love this new support item. I love that I'm not forced to just not be able to land skill shots. I can still clear minions. I felt so helpless in the past. Well, Kayla's got her auto attack range now, so she's a real champion.
That is one of the first hurdles that this team has overcome. Kale 0-0-0, and within striking distance of CS is kind of what the best case scenario here.
I will take a 0-0-0 lane any day over a 0-2 lane.
Just want to stay relevant, stay in the game.
If you can do anything in a game of League of Legends, don't feed. I had a little duel over there. Oh, we got some ults coming down the bot side. Zillion isn't quite leveled up yet. Kaisha's going in with her ult though. She be able to slay him down. Oh, she's gonna catch a... He didn't die! He lived! That was quite unfortunate for Kaisa. She was sure she had that. Stupid autocam was like, hey, we don't want to see what happens here. Just blink.
It was so... Vladimir trying to get on highlight here. Really playing strongly on this Cassiopeia pick of his.
I just now realized that Vladimir's playing mid and not playing support.
with Mowins, yeah, because we've kind of got two support-ish players on one side, so it's fun to see him in a different position here.
For sure.
I've never seen his Cassiopeia, so this is a delight for me to witness.
Oh, they're talking about grubbies. Oh, I don't know if you want to do that by yourself, girl. That's a Nocturne right there. She's got the follow up with the Kale. The ult goes down. Here's the cast with her ult as well. Here comes the Nocturne. 1 for 1. Oh, she's got the fear going off. I don't know if she's going to be able to sustain this. She's burning. She's burning. Down she goes.
Huge collapse, and they brought up Mowins on Zillion to try to support another Belveth grub take. Unfortunately, it was a little too late to the party to really influence that. And Hui's Hotties is gonna take the pings and start up grub.
See, these are the situations I'm talking about. It's like, oh, we want to do an objective. Now, 2 of us, 3 of us are gonna die. And down goes Kaisa with the full combo of the Lux. And the Varus piercing, that hurts. Getting held still and automatically having to take basically the automated WQ from the Varus is ouchie ouchie. Oh, Cassiopeia. Oh, she stole one though. I don't know if it's worth a death, but she stole one. This could be 5 grubs in total going towards Hui's Hotties. With the knockup. We got the resurrection on the Belveth. She's got the double bombs on her. She can just take it with her. Not gonna be able to reach. Oh, she's got the knockup. A little speed boost. Are you gonna get him? Yes! And the speed boost gets her out.
Excellent. Death in lavender there for Kung Pao, getting exactly what he needed. Got the zillion resurrection through Chrono Shift, and then immediately pops up, getting his passive. So well done there, and that's exactly what you want as Belveth. Yeah, we were missing out on some of the grubs, but
oh, we got 2 for 1 on there. Cassiopeia coming down for a quick cleanup. She walked right over a ward, and she still got him.
Strong roam from Lad there to punish. Leaving your bot lane in a 2v1 like that for that long, yeah, they got some plates, but then giving up the kill on the back end does that definitely smarts.
Absolutely. They're thinking about Dragon now. Yeah, back in that last team fight over by the Grubs, that's basically their game plan, it seems like. You basically have to Zillion ult the Belveth and Kale ult the Belveth, and she's going to be your hyper carry until Kale picks up later. Oh, we've got the, what's Nocturne's ult called again? Paranoia landing on the bot side. Frostbane Ash also said they killed the 2 support items in the new patch. Pretty pumped about that. Yes, thank God. I'm surprised that they even, like, that was a thing, because that's happened before, so I was pretty sure Riot was going to be pretty conscious of that. But no, they let it slip through.
Every preseason, they let us, it's like they forget.
Right.
That's not probably healthy.
Trying so hard to zone off this Cassiopeia.
Though.
She gets blasted.
Smart to turn on the attempt. They come over with 2v4 here.
Y'all crazy. They said bye, Zillion.
Wow. Probably does the right thing and drifts away from that one.
Yeah, like, we'll sacrifice you. It's fine. You're just a support.
So Static Shiv coming out for Kaisa. No like early rush to evolve the Cathian Rain, which is fine. I thought maybe there would be like a Dirk or something quick to do it with AD, but maybe more so focused on those Void Seeker Supercharge evolves first rather than the Q.
Oh, here comes Nocturne to the top side. Kale doesn't have her ult back up just yet. Oh, she just used it, so
Belveth not
now she's going down.
Oh, but it's not yet. Did not buy enough time for Belveth to arrive. Maybe a little early on the ultimate there.
All right, we got Rift Herald up. They do have 2 on the top side, so just gotta be a little careful. They're thinking about it. Nocturne's rotating over there, so Cassiopeia's gonna have to rotate over there for sure, because Kale is nowhere near them. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Cassiopeia all going straight down on the Nico. Two fights happening at once. Kale picks up a kill. Kaisa goes down. Lux is gonna get out of there. And that's gonna be your Rift Herald.
Yeah, a huge win for Hui's Hotties there. As you said, fights breaking out 3v3 in the mid lane and 2v2 in the bot lane. Even with a teleport committed, it just wasn't enough. Hui's Hotties was together, and as 3, they just kind of individually focused down targets well enough to win those fights, and then winning the individual 2v2 in the bot lane without any help from the junglers or mid with Hui's Hotties. So that allows them to just collect everything. Belveth not quite getting here in time. Kung Pao just staying high.
Smolder Snacks is going to come out on top on this game is they each individually have to be able to carry themselves and they have to basically get ahead. Right now, that is not the case. They are all behind, every single one of them. Uh-oh. We got Caspia disconnected. Might have to pause it here. All right, he DC'd. Yeah, our Smolder Snacks are a little too behind right now. Unless someone starts picking up some kills real quick, I don't see them being able to get out of this, especially because it's 7-15 at 15 minutes. That's a kill every minute.
Yeah, vision is really important in games like this to know. Like, if you're going to commit a teleport from your top laner in a situation like that to take a fight, you really have to know that you're taking a fight with a numbers advantage when you're even or behind in a late scaling game like this. And they didn't have that information. They brought the teleport more on hoping that they would find a pick there with 2 members, and instead they just ran into 3 and then lost a fight on top of that. And so, yeah, if you are on the side of Smolder's Snacks, slow the game down. Make sure that you're not taking a kill a minute, because you want to get to the late game. And the first step is let's get everyone to 100 farm and not be 5,000 gold down. So they've got some work to do after this pause.
Yeah, it's seriously looking rough. Frost Queen Ash just said Lux will delete anyone if she hits a Q. Same with Nico. And that's what I was saying. Like, if you get one lockdown effect, here comes the rest of them. Like, if you get one target, that target's not moving. And if you're in a team fight, most of their CC hits multiple targets. So you've got the whole team locked down on top of massive damage. Like, their team is just the perfect combination of CC and damage, where a lot of times you can run into like, oh, we're really tanking a lot of CC, but we don't have a lot of damage. Or we have too much damage, not enough CC to really engage that.
Yeah, and then add tankiness to that list too, because they've got a good amount of, like, they've got a tank, they've got a bruiser, they have some shielding, and so they've really managed to craft a very kind of the total package Hui's Hotties has on their side. And it's hard to find a weakness, and now staring a gold deficit, there's some big problem solving that Smolder Snacks has got to try to do. Maybe they can try to workshop something during this pause.
Yeah, seriously, looking at some of the items here. So Kale immediately rushed the Wit's End, which is interesting to me. If I was playing Kale, we kind of need the damage ASAP. So the Wit's End doesn't really give that to me. That's more of like your tank option when you're already struggling. Like the Nashor's Rush, maybe even the Riftmaker Rush, I feel like would have been a little bit better. And maybe going the attack speed boots if you're going to go Riftmaker instead of going the boosted swiftness. So it's not that it's bad. It's just I don't think it's ideal for their situation.
Yeah, I see kind of maybe what they're thinking is if they're in the 1v1 for a long amount of time and with Malphite mostly even going AP, or not going AP, going tank, still mostly doing kind of this magic damage, it just maybe lets you just tank through this Malphite who's been trading really, really well into you all game. And so I sort of see the idea here. So maybe I'd like to see if it works out. I'd like to see him go back into this top lane, quit trying to join fights around the map, and really say, okay, I purchased this Wit's End, which is going to be specifically strong in my lane matchup. Let's try to use it if that's the idea, rather than go into a team fight.
Yeah, Skippy agreed in chat. He said, yeah, I think she went early on Wits. I agree. Yeah, it's just we really needed that damage, especially because everyone else is behind. Like, you have to have that damage now. Like, you should already be starting to do damage. So that just makes it really rough. Frost Queen Ash said Merc Treads is mandatory this game, honestly. That's also a good point. I feel like if anyone's gonna build Merc Treads, it should probably be Bel'Veth, because she's really the only one who's getting up in front of everyone's face, and then everyone else can kind of peel for them. If they get hit by CC, they're going down either way, so the Tenacity is not gonna save them that much. Ooh, there comes the super lockdown on the Cassiopeia, but she's gonna make it out.
Lucky to slither away from that one. Very well done. Combo from Hui's Hotties, just not quite enough damage to bring it all home, which will not be the case for much longer as they are continuing to farm well, to score kills, and they're just building damage. Oh, I like what Nocturne is thinking with the experimental hex plate on the ultimates, being able to go in and then get big boosts off of the ult. I think that was I like the interesting purchase there, I find.
It's his #1 item right now. It's just so good. Like, the whole point of Nocturne is to ult and then kill them in a few seconds. And that just gives you like 6 seconds of just super boost. Like, they're going down a lot quicker with that item. That's for sure. What is it? It's for 8 seconds. So by the time he gets there, you still got about 7 seconds worth of 35% attack speed and 15% movement speed on top of the movement speed you're already getting from your shadow you're floating on the ground. Here we go on the bot side, going right at the Bel'Veth. The damage reduction saved her for a second. She gets a zillion ult on her, but the rest of her team's dying as she's being resurrected. Are they able to reach her? Got some lockdown in the mid. Cassiopeia getting ulted too. The ult comes back, ignited. I don't think she's gonna make it. Down she goes. And Kale up here just struggling to maintain the wave.
Yeah, you saw it there, Rousseau on Nocturne, just using the paranoia, going in, getting the experimental hexplate, and just completely popping off. It doesn't matter if there's, as it gets rooted and it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You take one bit of CC, you're catching the rest, and you're catching a crap ton of damage behind. He's just taking the red tail. He's like, bye.
You know, I will say, I feel like I like so many of the changes that have been made, but I don't see this gimmick as sticking around in the next 10 years of League of Legends, although it is fun to watch right now.
And what's unfortunate is it just stopped right before the turret, so it didn't even do the slam.
Kind of screeching on the brakes as they arrive. 3rd dragon now for Hui's Hotties. They're doing exactly what their game plan needed to do. Win their lanes, make sure that their opponents are not able to scale, and develop a gold lead while looking down the face of Elder Dragon. And here they are, right in that position.
Whack, 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 whack. Yeah, each one of their carries is super ahead on Hui's Hotties.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Mawins now up from the bot lane on the gank. Here we go. Mom's jeans. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, I don't think they have the damage to follow it up.
You know, they're trying to get something going, but yeah, the Wit's End and the unstoppable force making it pretty impossible to find anything right now.
Frost Queen Ash also says Soul Point at 18 minutes is big, and it's Mountain Soul 2, which that is so detrimental to Smolder Snacks. Adding more defenses to a team that just needs to outdamage you, good luck.
Yeah, and it's just effectively delaying their opportunity. If there ever is a moment where they're going to be stronger in this game, it's going to push that back even further. And so can you buy enough time to get to that point in the game?
This game's going to have to go to 40 minutes for that to happen.
Right, I'm beginning to think there's not much of an intersection of those two lines, but maybe some shutdowns. If you're on the side of Smolder Snacks, get the vision down, try to make some shutdowns happen, because your time of playing passive is over. You got Elder now.
He's taking some turret shots. He might go down here. He's going to be taking a crap ton of true damage from the Bel'Veth. He's slowed. I don't think he's going to make it out. All right, picking up a kill.
That person you wanted on shop for is breaking a 100 farm, getting a kill.
Paranoia! He lost vision, though. He's like, come here. I see you now. She's got her ult up. That Hex Tech.
It is just so much damage so quickly. What a terror here in the jungle is Rousseau's Nocturne, and now with a temporary 5v4, they got lots of options. Siege down mid, turn on Baron, establish a dominating vision.
Oh, Nico's getting held still here for a second. Bel'Veth said, we're going in. And now we're not, because Malphite's behind us, and Malphite gonna knock them all up. Here comes the laser. Oh, they're so low. Nocturne just barely making it out, and then the burn takes him down.
All told, an okay fight on the side of Smolder's Snacks. Really, really good flash, petrifying gaze from Cassiopeia to kick things off. Even though Kai'Sa fell early in that fight, it still went pretty well. It was a two for two. Here. Yeah, and with the shutdowns, that's just an advantage up. Especially if you can hold this tower, although I don't think it's long for this world here.
Oh, not quite enough damage.
VC chain from
I
this
want to
team
know
is
how this
so
Nico
cool.
is staying in lane. The fact that she went Hextech, Rocket Belt, and then straight into Storm Surge, no mana items. Is she just like coming in, comboing once, and going back to base? That's what I want to know. I cry if I don't go mana item first. I'm like, I literally am stuck in base every time I do a full combo.
I just need this Nico to turn into something that should not be there and run around the map.
Yeah,
just
blue
give me
buff.
like a chicken going. Give me a blue buff. Give me something going around. I don't even know. Can she become like a void grub? Can she be a little grubby running around the map?
I don't know. I
wanna
imagine
see
so. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. Or maybe that's a mechanic they forgot to include when they updated the Rift. Like, we forgot to update Nico. She can't turn into one of those. Looks like there's gonna be another team fight here, and Huey's Hotties is all here for it. Nocturne doesn't need to be here because he's just gonna push R. Oops. I don't remember how to bring the scoreboard back. Oh, there it is. Oh, button.
We have it. How much time do we have on this Elder? Because they are definitely getting ready for it. Huey's
Yeah, they got
Hotties
30
here.
seconds until the final one for their soul.
So,
Oh, wait, no, it's coming up right now. I'm sorry.
It's up. Here we go. And now, if you are Smolder Stacks, you've got to fight for this one. They're moving in, trying to find something. Lad perhaps looking for a Petrifying Gates to get things going. Malwins has Chrono Shift available. Mom's Jean's Outlet, though, makes the first unstoppable force forward, but is now leaving Dragon. It's a free-for-all. And Nocturne, though, picking it up. The fight, though, little messy. Benjamin highlight, Pop Blossom going off just a little bit far. So far, it is just the two deaths.
I'm telling you, they just can't. Smolder Stacks cannot keep up with team fights. Their team fight potential is just way too good on Huey's Hotties to be able to do an effective team fight. The only way they're going to win is if it's like 3v5. Like, that's it.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to try to go for like a 50-50 there, and Malphite shut it down right away. So it's now Baron, Nasher.
Malphite didn't even need to ult multiple people. He just needed to take out one.
No.
He's just like, yeah, we'll stack you up. It's fine.
That's the fight for us.
Ruben Uwa says, only one caster again? Sad face. I get it. I get the joke. I get it. My last name's Caster. His is not.
Well, this week, that's what the VC stands for, Virtual Caster.
Virtual
so,
Caster.
I mean, yeah.
Ha! Joke's on you, Ruben. That red buff almost takes out Kale.
Should have been more ready for that fight.
Just keep farming. Just keep
farming. I want Smolder Stacks to do that. Just keep farming. I want to see, our heroes try to get back into this game. Kung Pao and Lad and Laugh Like Nature, Malins, Shop of Horrors, they hunker down, but goodness gracious, how are you gonna stop this?
Yeah.
Huey's Hotties looks like they're just all doing a Malphite impersonation here. Completely unstoppable forces on the Rift.
Yeah, they just have to take out one. If they take out one, their base is gone. They got that Baron buff. They've got Soul. Earth Soul of all souls. They got the poke from across the fields. Like,
they're playing it so patiently. Yeah, they're just playing it so patiently. There's Lad, though, going forward, trying to find something with the Petrifying Gaze, and immediately gets lit up by the Unstoppable Force. 2 down, double kill for Mom's Jean's Outlet.
They said, you want to move? Absolutely not. Come here. This may be game here.
Yeah, they are moving in. They've got the 2 cannons to siege down with the next wave arriving shortly. Wait, Mom's Jeans is who needs a wave? I'm a mountain. I'll tank it for us.
I am mountain. Paranoia going right in. She's got the revive on her. If she goes down, she's going to make it out, though. Pad those KDAs. Pad those KDAs.
Waze Hottie's right-clicking the Nexus. And that's going to be it. Game 1 of the night in Pearl League. Going to Waze Hotties, who really just drafted a very strong team composition and just executed the game plan all the way through a quick 25-minute soul point to end the game. Well played, disciplined play from Waze Hotties.
That was so good. I love seeing team comps that are just so well put together and just have like the team comp of team fights is my favorite to see. I don't care to like watch games where it's like, okay, you have one carry or you have two carries or everyone's a carry by themselves. I like to see the team fight efforts, the CC landing, the snipes. That was my favorite. I love that kind of shit.
And the double advantage of drafting a comp like that is if you do get behind, then you can be like, okay, we're behind, but we team fight really well. So let's come together. Let's try for an all-out fight, even if we are 2,000-3,000 gold ahead, and let's let the strength of our draft make up for some of this gold deficit. So it's a nice insurance policy that Waze Hotties didn't even need this game, as they pretty much led this one wire to wire.
Mm-hmm. Based on what we saw there, who would you vote as MVP?
There were so many great efforts. What a good team effort. I almost want to say, okay, here, I'll let you pick. I'll narrow it down for you. Maybe I'm thinking I really like Disc100 on Lux. I think that in the bot lane, hitting so many good snares, bindings that just allowed them to make sure they had control of that 2v2, which enabled Rousseau's Nocturne to come in and just pick up double, triple kills on the counter gank. So I think that was an enabler. And then the other one, of course, would probably be Rousseau on that Nocturne, who was just kind of everywhere at once. But a lot of that just is the strength of Paranoia and the strength of his itemization. So I can't really decide between those two. Who are you thinking?
Yeah, like you were saying, it was a really good team effort. Like, not a single one of them was like, wow, like this is the only carry. They all had amazing plays. They had great crowd control. They had great damage. Everyone did what they needed to. There was no weak link. So I almost want to just be like, oh yeah, the whole team is MVP because they all did everything just like really great. But
you all get a trophy. Congratulations, Waze Hottie.
You all get a trophy. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say the Lux for doing Lux things, like because she was able to land her CC. She just had to land one thing, and that meant everyone else could land something as well. Like it seemed like her snares were usually the first thing to hit, and then it was followed up by the Nico snares. Then it was followed up with the Nocturne alts. So she was the big initiator. So congratulations, Disc100. We got a couple things in the chat here. We got Million V follow. Thank you so much for following, Million V. About 50 Tarantulas says the commentators maybe sound like a sassy mountain. Mount Sassy. Mouthite. Kelton says GG's. Captain Fell says thank you. Disc100 says thank you for the MVP. Million V said Russo popped off. He's got to be MVP. He was great. Don't get me wrong. Like second, what's second runner up? No, first alternate. That's the word I'm looking for. Captain Fell says the snares were clean. Million V says he's also super cute. So we're voting for Nocturne because he's cute. Got it. That's what this is. It's a beauty contest. And then we got, thank you for following Shelzy1616. Appreciate the follows. I think I don't remember getting. I think we got 1 or 2 follows next week. I think we're basically at the same amount we got last week. So how many follows do you think we're gonna get today?
This is great. Lots of hype for Pearl League Week 3. I love it.
Woo woo woo! Thank you for following Frost Queen Ash. Thank you. I think 3 is the most we've gotten during a stream so far. At least a League of Legends stream that I've seen, that I've noticed. I may not be the most observant person and may have missed it, but this is the most I've noticed.
Which is great. I mean, any follows that help support the stream, that help bring it into the limelight so we can attract more awesome players and talent into CMSA is always welcome. Thank you, everyone following.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching, and thank you for everyone who's playing. And I want more players. I want so many players that we overwhelm Vladimir to where he has to hire a team to manage these people. I think what are we at, 70 people now? Let's get to 100 by next season.
So many. I know Ruby, I think, needs a few more. One of the leagues needs a few more players. They can hit a nice even threshold so that not as many people have to sit out every week. So if you know anyone, get them to join.
Did you hear about what happened with the Dungeons and Dragon League?
Only little things. What happened with it? I know it had started up, and I caught a little bit of the stream.
So we did the one shot where it was kind of meet the DMs. I was a dungeon master for that one, so we got to play with our four DMs plus me. So there's gonna be 5 DMs for the Dungeons and Dragons League, which starts February 3rd, and we filled up all of our slots overnight. Right after that stream.
Oh, incredible.
25 people signed up basically immediately after that stream. So right now we're full, but for those of you who are watching, if you are a dungeon master or a player who is interested in dungeon master, we're looking to bring on some more dungeon masters. We'd love to have maybe like 3 or 4 more, or even if you can't commit to like the whole thing, we're looking for maybe some substitute DMs if anyone can't make it for a certain night. So definitely you can hit me up. You can hit up Radio Owls as the organizer for the D&D group. We're definitely looking for some more people so we can support more players. We're gonna be doing the official Adventurers League. So once you play your characters in this league, you can actually take them over to other leagues. So it's very, very cool.
I love how diverse this community is. Like, you just have League of Legends, and you have like maybe the more traditional esports and like Fortnite, and then branching off into like, in my head, I never would have associated like an esports league with like a Dungeons and Dragons league. And so I think it's so cool to be part of a community where that is the kind of creativity and kind of passion that people can bring to the table and do that. And like I've just joined the CMSA book club. We have our first meeting this Saturday coming up on the 27th, and so pretty sure there's spots available for that if anyone's interested. And I just love how many different talents and personalities are in the community, and how we get to help people just showcase those and be a part.
How far have you gotten into the book? Did you just read the first chapter or two for the meeting?
For the inaugural meeting, there's no like required page count yet. It's just the first meeting, and then after that we'll get to go. I've got as far as reading the cover, so that's as far as I've gotten right now.
Got it. I vaguely remember the idea of the book. You said something about it was like an Asian main character who was like expressing their like learning about their sexuality as a lesbian. That's all I remember, but you can clarify that.
Well, that's about as far as I can. I can't tell you much more, honestly. I know that it has won some major awards, though, and so I'm really excited to read it. When I went to the bookstore to pick it up, I couldn't find it. Like the author's last name, and like they're not here. They should be right here. And so I went to find an associate, and they're like, "Oh no, it's over here in this other section." And they had pulled all these books out for a book talk section, and so they had all the book talk books together, including every last copy of the book we're reading. And so it was fun to kind of pick it up there, and just kind of I'm very excited to get into the meat of it and start with that.
For those of you guys who are watching or may have just hopped in, we are in between games right now. We're just waiting for the other team to get out of their game so they can queue back up. So we're just kind of chatting, hanging out. So if you want to drop something in the chat, if you want to talk about anything League of Legends, if you want to talk about anything in CMSA, just drop it in there. We'll just have a quick conversation about it, because we're just kind of vibing right now. You said book talk, and it made me think of, I watch a lot of TikTok, like way too much TikTok, and I somehow ended up on motorcycle TikTok, and I'm getting a motorcycle, so I guess it like saw my like search history or something.
Of course,
yeah. So like motorcycle TikTok apparently is part of book talk, because apparently a lot of women are really into bikers, so they have kind of been associated into the book talk category. And I hear them talk about all the time. But that's the extent I know about book talk, is these motorcycle guys who women are just fawning over. And men, I fawn over them. They're cute. I think motorcycles are sexy, which is why I really want to get one.
That is a pairing that I did not expect, and I'm so happy to know exists. The book talk and the motorcycle talk pairing. I would not have thought that was That was a thing, and so I'm very happy that you shared that with me.
TikTok
that
is
I
changing
know that those two
lives. They're merging
is
communities.
absolutely
Whatever they
not
can
a
do, right?
playing matchmaker. Way to go.
Oh, I love TikTok. TikTok intrudes on my privacy way too much, but I kind of love that. It knows everything about me before I know it, I guess. It hears everything I say, and then it gives me TikToks about it. Which
Is there? Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with you mentioning TikTok and other social media, made me think of other social media platforms. Like, does CMSA eSports have a presence on TikTok? Because I know we're about to have a presence on live streaming on YouTube.
Yes. Okay. So this is actually something that's going on right now. First off, Vibros is here. He said, "Hello, I'm here. Vibros, mayday, we have errors. Everything's falling. The website's breaking. Help, please." Highlight said, "How'd it go, girly?" And then he said, "So messy." Vibros, I'm gonna send you a list of all the issues I have right now. But no. So, anyways, about like our socials and everything. So I reached out to on my brain, BB Kyle and Jake and like the whole team the other day, just like talking about the YouTube and the Twitch and like all that fun stuff. And we just kind of got talking. And I'm actually gonna be helping them out, post some stuff onto social, do some editing, and managing the YouTube. So we're gonna be talking about that, I think, this weekend. So hopefully soon the restream will be implemented, where all of our stuff is just automatically going to be streaming to YouTube. It's gonna be streaming to Twitch, so we won't have a lot of maintenance there as far as like uploading different platforms and stuff like that. And we do have a TikTok. There has been a few things recently from Fortnite posted on there, so you can catch a little bit of content there. And that's one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on in the next couple of weeks, is getting some of our content specifically over to TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys watching, or Sam, if there's like a specific clip that you would like to see put onto our social media, send me a timestamp, or just like tell me like what happened, and I can try to find it, and we'll probably convert that. BB Kyle and I will work on that.
So what types of things are we looking at posting? Like big plays of the game? Like if we have a Nico that comes in and stealths into 4-man and hits like a giant pop blossom or something and just wins the game? Like, are we looking for big plays? Are we looking for other sorts of content? What kind of things are we looking to post there?
Anything that's engaging. You know, if there's like a really cool team fight or a really funny play, like I think I'm gonna clip that Malphite clip where he was just like, wee, just running down the river. That was great. Like that kind of stuff. Like last season, there was a Rammus play where Rammus like was running from 3 people, and then he like went into a bush but then flashed backwards over a wall, and they thought he went this way. So then he started like going one way, and then he just pressed B and was going back slowly in the enemy jungle, and they were trying to find him, and then my camera like juked out of the way so we couldn't see him going back. I'm like, no, is he safe? And then we went back and he got out. It was like one of the funniest things ever. I made like a highlight clip about it, but I put it in what's it called? I put it in Twitch on the highlights, and it was like a 1:30 video, so it wasn't like a TikTok or an Instagram kind of like quick clip. But it's one of those ones that I should have probably broken down, and maybe I still will. It was still a funny moment.
It makes me think, last week I was fortunate enough to sub for the ARAM League, which I absolutely love doing, and I'm trying to remember who I was playing against. It was some character with a dash that, yes, okay, so I was on Maokai, and so he's got Twisted Advance, right? Point and click. Once you commit to that, you're going. And on the opposing team, I was up against a Yone, and so Yone goes in and then uses, I'm drawing a blank, and then uses whatever his recall ability to like snap back to where he started from, but I had already Twisted Advanced. So I went on an absolute journey with this Yone all the way back into his tower. Luckily, he was retreating because he was at like 1 HP. And so my Twisted Advance followed him, and I was able to take him down in the back lines. But that was, everyone that I was playing with was like, where are you going? So I just fly away with my Twisted Advance.
Vibro says, I clipped it. You clipped like what he was just talking about? We need to see the clip.
Was that one of the clips? Oh, I love it. I know. Like I said, everyone was going crazy. So I think someone had said they were going to. So I love that actually happened.
Perfect. Fibros, make sure that BB and I get that clip if it's not already being worked on, because let's get that on the TikTok and the Instagram. Perfect. Call an ambulance, but not for me. I love that. Oh, do I have a... Ooh, can I play that for the stream? Let's see.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't embellish anything now. I'm just going to go in and die. That's what's going to happen.
Put that over here, full screen. Let's turn the volume up. Let's see. Can I go to a full screen?
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe another time.
instant replay.
I will minimize that. We probably muted there for a second too, because that page is just completely not set up.
Oh,
we're just like blink.
Where did they go?
Cross Queen Ash is like, you were like, my people need me. Presses W. Lane the Pain says, whoopsie. Oh my gosh. I have been playing a lot of ARAM recently. Like, I've been trying not to take League of Legends too seriously so that I can maintain my sanity. I mean, what was I just playing today? Pal Worlds has basically been doing that for me. I'm like just kind of vibing and playing that. But ARAM has been definitely giving me an opportunity to play League of Legends and not be like, I need to grind. When with the new season, all of my friends are like, we need to play solo queue, we need the duo, we need to grind, we need to get to platinum, we need to get to diamond. And I'm like, I just want to play. I would love to be diamond or emerald. If I can get to emerald this season, that'd be cool, but I'm not gonna get serious about it. I've been platinum for the past couple seasons.
That's about where I feel like I would want to land. It's just kind of get to emerald and then I'd be happy there.
Yeah,
trying to get to emerald and
emerald.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, once you got into emerald, that's basically saying like, oh
honestly,
yeah, I have the mechanics.
I think you've made it if you're playing in the CMSA Pearl League. Personally, I think that's the indication that you've made it. I think you're good to go at that point. So.
Frost Queen Ash says emerald is a new plat, so you can get there. See, this happens every year. It's like, oh, like League of Legends has redone the ranking system, so that means you can go up a rank, and it's basically the same as like this. Like last season, it was, oh, if you were gold, now you're plat. And before that, if you were silver, now you're gold. I'm like, so that doesn't make me feel good when the system's just making me seem better. I want to be better.
No, you can make me feel good all you want. Keep showering me compliments. I'm all about it. Inflate my ego and my elo. All you want, Riot. Keep it coming.
I get it. I'd rather feel like my skills are improving, but when people talk about it being like, no, it's just the system, I'm like, oh, okay. F me, I guess. Eli Baby says, IDK, I've seen some emeralds in my time that make it look like the new gold. Oh no.
Was that a player from last week's stream throwing shade?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shenpai Data says, true though. Lane the Pain says, I'm bedrock rank if that makes you feel better. Just stay out of my games if you're bedrock rank. Oh my gosh, that has been something that's been happening to me lately though. When I've been playing Flex, there are people who are like literally level 33, never played a ranked game in their life, and they're in my games. So I'm like, I was plat 1 last season. What are you doing in my game? And they play like they just got League of Legends, and I'm like, wow, what is happening?
They just installed it off the CD. They're
not the CD. No, it's been happening to me a lot lately. Shenpai Data says, when you was plat and they introduced Emerald, I played 5 games and it placed me in Emerald. I played my 5 games and I got placed in Gold 4, I think, this season. Which makes me sad. Like, you could have put me at the bottom of plat. That's where I was. I was plat 1 last season, but whatever. Most of my friends who were a whole rank lower than me, like most of them were like in gold, have placed in plat. And then I got placed in gold, which is weird. It's so backwards. I'm like, wow, Riot's trying to tell me I am not as good as I thought I was and that they're better than me.
Humbling has come.
No kidding. It looks like we are finally getting some of the enemy team loaded in here. They're starting to do some invites.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take a look at where we're going here for game number 2. We have... What do we have? We've got Smolder Snacks this time on the opposite side of the map. Playing against Vegas Vixen. Here we go.
Vegas Vixen. Vanjie says, my arch enemies, Mowins, Kelton, and Vladimir.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's getting serious.
A storyline developing. All right.
The plot thickens.
Who said that?
That was Vanjie.
Vanjie.
It's Vanjie.
Okay. We'll have to watch Vanjie here.
It's Vanjie. You watch Drag Race, right? You know that reference?
I know the reference.
Okay, good.
I'll stop there before I embarrass myself.
I haven't watched the last 3 or 4 seasons of Drag Race. I think the Vanjie season was probably the last one I've seen. So if there's any like new memes, I'm not really caught up. I am caught up on the newest one though. I don't know what the queen's name was, but the song where she's like, "You think I'm a bitch? Well, you're not that wrong. Put your man on a leash, because all men are dogs." Vladimir says, "Oh, hello. How did your 3-hour game go?"
I was thinking that. Definitely, we had a quick one and then not so fast.
Yeah, this is definitely the biggest gap I've had between games in the past 2 seasons so far.
Yeah, in a while.
Yeah, we got to know a lot about each other. Many memories made.
Thanks for being along for the ride, everybody. Do we know? I'm like trying to find Vanjie in our on the website.
Oh,
is Vanjie a sub?
Maybe.
No? Yeah.
You said they are Vigors Vixens?
Vigors Vixens. Nectar, I see. Insomniac, I see. Grim Rosie, I'm waiting on. Shenanigans and Rex. So Squall.
Squall was invited, so Grim must not be joining for this one.
Okay. So I can't go get any information on Vanjie here.
You can type in Vanjie.
Okay.
Vanjie.
Vanjie.
Oh, Grim Rose is Vanjie. That's what Vibro said.
Grim Rose. Okay. Grim Rosie. Perfect.
Vanjie is a sub. Should be on page 2. Grim Rose is Vanjie. Got it. Everyone changing their names nowadays. Don't know who's who anymore. Vanjie said she's a shade assassin. Vanjie said, good. How did the 3 hours it took you to come up with that read go? Okay. Wow. Shady ladies. Reported. Need to send some friend requests. Shop of Horrors. Laugh Like Nate. Vanjie. Nectar. It said, what side are we supposed to be on, lad? Y'all get choice. And are we picking first or you guys? So they're just figuring out the technicalities right now. We're waiting for Squall to pop up in here.
Got it.
Who's messaging me? Oh, it's Vanjie. It's Vanjie. That's gonna be my thing for the rest of the night now.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna go, Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Shenanigans says, I don't care what Kevin says, lad. You're a good guy. Reads on reads on reads. Vladimir says, thank you. Support Vladimir.
Support Vladimir. We always support Vladimir. Or does that mean he's going to be playing support this game?
Oh, no. Support as in we support Vladimir.
100%, yes.
Vladimir's probably going mid again, I assume.
Mid again, yeah.
I haven't seen anybody switch lanes mid-game.
Between games, yeah.
Shinpai says, "Tell lad happy belated." Wasn't his birthday 2 weeks ago? Because we talked about it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
We had sponsors and everything.
Yeah.
We sang happy birthday. It was a whole ordeal.
So I'm curious. Let's see. What's our mid lane matchup going to be? Vladimir and Evanji, I'm kind of thinking might be going mid. Where did they go in the first round? Is there a way to see that information? The game that they just played?
I think so. Reading chat real quick. Grim Rosie says, "Hello, Sam and Chroma." Hi, Grim Rosie.
Hello, Grim Rosie.
Highlight says, "Who pumped? Who pumped for D&D?" I am pumped for D&D.
I'm sure. But 25 is that 25 players and 5 DMs?
Yes.
Or 20. Oh my gosh, that's 20. I'm sure 30 people. Very pumped for that D&D league.
Yeah, and at the moment, Radio is going to be streaming his games. I will be streaming my games on my personal account, and then they will be uploaded later to the YouTube. They may or may not be on the Twitch. I don't know if we have the permissions to upload to Twitch. at the moment. There's I think we have to meet a certain status to be able to do that. But if we can, it'll be there. Grim Rosie says, "Me, I want to play now." Did you sign up, Grim Rosie? Did you make it into the 25 people? Let's see. And then Vibros sent a link. What's that link go to? I clicked it and it said 403 forbidden. You can't sit with us. You're sending me viruses. Vibro says you should be able to see the matches here. Okay.
Thank you.
Nope, can't see them. You need to be signed in, girl. I am signed in. Says if you're not logged in, click here. I'm clicking, even though I am logged in. And now I'm not logged in. You logged me out.
Winner. Okay, so Vegas Vixens won last game, and we had a Bard. That's what Grim Rosie was playing. Bard, support Bard.
Love a good Bard game.
Off. Insomniac and Master Yi with 18 kills, but look at this. And Ornn, Nectar playing Ornn with 15 kills, giving Yi a run for his money. I'm sure that was with a crit-based attack speed Ornn build.
Yeah, so it still took them 3 hours to finish the game.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been that fad. They just said, we're going to get super fad, then we're going to really pace this game. We're just going to draw it out. Okay, they're saying ready, question mark. We going in?
Here.
I think we're on 30 minutes almost of hanging out here. At least this means the next game will probably be instant, because they're going to be waiting for us at this point.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Got Squall in here now. Let me in. Let me in.
All right, so Smolders. Snacks moving to the opposite side of the rift.
I actually pushed the I have a button on my screen that says clip that for when I run into something I want to clip, but I clicked it on that Malphite running away in the Rift Herald thing way back there. Oh, it's still got the loading sign going on it, so I'm wondering if it's actually clipping it or if it's just we're thinking about it.
That mechanic, I'm not really sure how to use it. I guess I'm supposed to just go into a custom match and figure out how to control it, how to use it, how to get good value with it, because I'm scared of it right now. I'm scared to drive the Rift Herald. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just laugh every time. It brings me delight. It brings me joy whenever I see it.
It's so frustrating because you can't get out of it once you're in it until you crash. And I tell the caster to go easy on me. Never. Now we're gonna rip you to shreds. Just kidding. I have accidentally gotten into the Rift Herald so many times. I'm I'm dropping it, and then it puts me inside of it, and then I'm just cruising, and I'd crash it into a wall. They need to fix it to where you can cancel your channel to get into it. or make it so that if you want to get into it, you have to like push a button or something. Because right now, if you click anywhere near it, like not even on top of it, if you click around it, you're going in. It drives me nuts.
Oh no, I have a new fear on the Rift. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know it was like super easy to accidentally find yourself cruising around on the Rift Herald.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to be extra careful now.
It's driven me insane. And there was this one fight that I had against an Evelyn where she was literally fighting me and the Rift Herald was right next to us. And mid-fight, she just goes in the Rift Herald and then she comes right back out and then she kills me. I was like, no, that's not a mechanic. That shouldn't be a thing.
I don't even know how I would do that. Like, I don't even know what I would press to do that. Oh my god. I've got to figure out how to use it.
She just right-clicked it. She was like, I'm in, I'm free, and then I'm out and you're dead. And I was like, oh.
What a great little micro moment.
I'd
love to see it used to like dodge an ability, like pop in, pop out.
Made me so mad.
Speaking
I was tilted.
We made it in the champion select. We're here.
All right, ban rapid fire. Let's go. Trundle ban. Let's just ban all people with the body yaddies.
Okay, we're 2 for 2 on banning with the bodies. Here we go.
Orn? Body yaddy? I don't know about that.
I was just saying how we're an inclusive and welcoming community here at CMSA eSports.
When someone says like rock and body, I don't think Orn. That's all. He's not human.
The respect ban from going towards Lad and right back at the Yi. They will not have a very, very late game Master Yi coming at him. They too looked at the match history.
Yeah, Master Yi. Okay, I appreciate the Nocturne bans too. Nocturne's been in a lot of games lately. Grabbing the Lux with the queer representation, because we all love Lux. Most picked in CMSA, probably.
Yeah, it was true last season. I bet leading all scorers this season too.
It's been in almost every game that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe one game a week so far it hasn't been chosen. Might have been banned for those games too.
Lad going back on the Cassiopeia. Okay.
She said, I've been playing Cassiopeia. I wonder if they've been playing that in like solo queue or flex, or like if that's like a new pick for them, or if that's something they have been playing in the past. I haven't seen Lad play that much. I've really only seen him play as support in the league, and that's usually on the Zyra or I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
it's
it wasn't
generally
Cass.
something on support. Yeah, mid is new, Cassiopeia is new, so I like what I'm seeing. Definitely, I like the aggression that I saw from him last game. Like very willing to just flash forward, use that petrifying gaze to try to make plays happen. Unfortunately, his team was a little far behind, so couldn't take full advantage of it. But if you're close,
Samira!
it's probably gonna be good as the Samira gets locked in. Here we go.
Woo! Oh, I'm so excited. It's gonna be a little bit of a interesting game for Samira with the Vi. Vi's gonna be able to basically just right click her, so that's a good counter for her. And this is what I was saying last week. Having those enchanter supports is not my favorite on Samira. Like, yeah, the tornado's gonna knock them up for you, so you procs your passes, but it's so much better to have that tank engager, so someone's kind of in there to absorb a lot of what's coming at you. But it might be okay. Let's see what else we get. If we get some frontliners for Samira, I'm gonna just
We definitely want to see some frontliners. I too am a little nervous because you just picked Samira into the Vi, yes, but also the Cassiopeia. You're a very mobile champion, and Cassiopeia really excels at making sure you cannot move. Plus, she's got that ultimate to knock you down, to just send you right stone face. So it's gonna be challenging to operate. A lot of patience is gonna have to come out of Nectar to kind of clean up on the backside of these kills rather than diving right in there against his opponents.
Samira, if she times her spins right, can cancel out the Cassiopeia ults. So I want to see that happen. Shenpai Data says the gays are weak to Samira. We always feed her. It's true. It's true. Although with this team so far, Samira's gonna have a lot to go through. With the Vi and the Garen, that's a lot of health, that's a lot of defenses. Cassiopeia could go like a Rod of Ages Liandry build, so she could be very, very healthy here. It depends on what he goes here. I have a feeling if he does go just straight AP, it's not going to go well for Cassiopeia against the Lux and the Samira. But we'll see.
I like the team that they just rounded out for Samira, because you've got these kind of brawlers that get to go in there on Jax and Vlad. They do like having an enchanter to help them out a little bit. Lux to poke away damage. So with all of those combined, some poke from Lux, some Jax and Vladimir in there, just taking the health bars of their opponents, that gives Samira the opening she might need later in a team fight after some of the CC is blown to get in there and make some inferno triggering action all over the Rift. So I'm really hoping that I see something to that effect.
See, I somewhat disagree with you on this front line here. Yes, they have a front line now. That is not an ideal front line for a Samira, in my opinion. When I'm playing Samira, that is 0 CC almost. That is 1 stun on Jax, which he's probably gonna get on 1 person. Vladimir has nothing. He's gonna do some damage and then kind of go out. He's like a kiting kind of tank. He's in and out, in and out, in and out. Samira needs someone who's gonna be in there as a distraction. And Jax really needs to get to late game and be a little fed to be that kind of person, which is why I'm really disappointed there isn't a tank support here. So it's gonna be a little iffy if Red Side right now can catch Samira. There isn't a lot to save her. There's like a Janna Tornado and the Janna ult, but if Janna's not glued to that Samira, it's gonna be a little rough for her, in my opinion. But based on the team comps right now, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, I mean, looking at it, I gotta say that I think that this time, Smolder Snacks have managed to craft a really well-rounded composition. They've got a good balance of the AP damage, the AD damage. Kite Tsunami is going to be a really safe lane that's going to allow them to scale. I think they can be safe even against Samira Janna. Garen always solid to play with. They've got a good mix of CC. They've got a go button in Vi, which I think is so important and was really... Yeah, we had Vladimir flashing forward on Cassiopeia last game to try to kind of act as that, but Vi is going to be a much more consistent go button for your team. They've got good follow-up damage, so I think overall, I would be leaning towards Smolder Snacks in this game, once again on the red side.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Smolder Snacks as well. Again, it comes back to that team fight potential. The Vygar's Vixens are very, very dependent on at least 2 of them becoming hyper carries. It's got to be Samira Vladimir or like Samira Jax. I don't think Jax Vladimir is going to be enough. Like if Samira gets totally shut down, it's too limited. But they could make it work. Like I said, if they get those 2 or 3 people who are going to be hyper carries, they can win this easy. But if they don't get that, then they're losing team fights. Like there's just too much CC, there's too much tank, there's too much lockdown. There's a lot of potential to grab on to the hyper carries on Vygar's Vixens. So I'm leaning towards Smolder Snacks as well. If you haven't voted yet, there is a poll, so you can give us your opinion on who you think is going to win this one. Holy cow, Lane the Pain's gifting a whole bunch of tier 1 subs. Gifted 5 of them. 1 to the Zachary Mike, to Demon Twink TV, Tehua Baby, Persephone Alter, Buey. Welcome to the sub. Vibro says, OMG, thank you, Lane the Pain. Thank you so much, Lane. You're the best. Shenpai Data says, there are 3 universal gay league truths. 1, we all play Lux. 2, we feed Samira. 3, ew, top and jungle.
So well said. That was probably in the rules or the manual for this season of CMSA, and I must have skipped that part, but that just seems like it should be there in like the bylaws. It was very well put, Data.
Preach. Ooh, chat pause you to scroll. There we go, much better. Just waiting for the game to load up here. Come on, black screen. Wish I could see how the votes are going. I can't see the votes until the very end. Oh wait, yes I can. So far, we've got 1 for Smolder Snacks and 2 for Vigar's Vixens. We still got about 30 seconds left. Put in your votes. Put in your votes. All right, we've loaded into the game. Come on, stream. Catch up. It seems like OBS just doesn't want to detect the game until like a little bit later. There we go. Okay, let's organize this. We want the scoreboard. We want the chat, objective timers, no time controls. Go ahead and organize them. We got the Vladimir going top, Jax jungle, Lux mid, Janna support, Kaisa bot lane, Jax top, Cassiopeia mid.
All right, we're good to go.
And Lane the Pain has gifted a tier 1 sub to Shenpai Data. Thank you, Lane the Pain. Thank you so much. He sends all the purple hearts. And Shenpai says, I ban Lux, and then like 8 people are mad at me. True. And I'm guilty too, because Lux is my highest mastery. She's just so good. We love to stand far away and control everything. We love a good control mage, artillery mage.
What she does. Is she good right now in the mid lane? How is she doing with the new item? It's really strong.
Oh yeah, with
Duo burns Lux exclusively, so I don't really see her very often.
That's fair. The Storm Surge, is that the name of the item?
Yeah, Storm Surge is
yeah, Storm Surge is amazing on her. No, just like all the AP items are just really good on her right now, but Storm Surge especially, like that extra burst and the extra gold is just really, really good on Lux right now. And the change with the mana items is great too. You can go like the what's it called? The companion, Luden's companion. You can go Luden's companion, or you can go Malignance. Both are pretty good on her. I do kind of miss the Liandry's item for her, but you know, she's fine. She's got plenty of burst now. She doesn't have to go the Liandry's for like the burn build or anything against the tanks. Like there's enough magic pen added in nowadays too. So
she like to stay away from new Liandry's just because of the lack of mana. Needs some mana, or is it other reasons?
She needs the mana like really bad early on. And the burn isn't as good, I believe. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, not this. I don't think it's as good as it was as when it was a mythic.
Yeah. Shenpai says they just hot fixed buffed her. She had a 46% win rate at start of the season. Really? That's surprising.
Oh, okay. Maybe you just couldn't get through all these big old tanks that are so popular right now.
Big old tanks. We already got a gank in the mid lane.
Jumping up.
Vladimir squeezes out of there.
Yeah, at the cost of half health bar though. He's got some potions to keep him alive.
He didn't burn his flash, so he's still safe.
Yeah, safe. No TP though if things get close.
He said, "This is mine." Uh-oh, Cass is coming around. Is he gonna ward jump? Oh, he got the flash off. And Sanmizak just being rude as hell. He's like, "This is mine, and I'm leaving."
Yeah, but I think Vi came away with that red buff, if I'm not mistaken.
Did she?
I believe he's got his. Let me see if Vi has red.
Oh yeah, she got
Vi
hers.
has red, so she got out of there kind of scot-free. Good help side on red.
Shenpai says the new MR items were busted and buildable on anyone. It's true. The new MR items are driving me crazy. That max health shield, crazy.
Oh, I'm an 80 carry player and I'm buying Kanik Rooker and it's so solid.
Pokey, pokey, pokey. All right, Samira level 6. Let's go right now. I'm interested to see how this top lane goes out because yeah, Vladimir's got the poke on Garen, but Garen is notorious for just surviving for no reason and then just becoming full health again from his passive like he's about to.
He's starting to heal up. Nectar's been doing a good job of popping it off him when he can though, and trying to keep the HP bars low. Good job on Nectar to continue to CS well while being harassed to this extent.
Yeah, it's good to not let the wave crash into the turret too early because Garen is pretty decent at farming under tower with his Q. poke.
All right, so our first kind of neutral objectives coming up soon. In last match, we saw these taken very early, and so I'm curious to see if either team is going to make an early play for it or if they're content to just farm it out.
Well, Vi's already going in that direction, and they have a ward on it, so I know they're thinking about it, whereas Jax is pathing to the bot side, and he's going to be showing on this ward here momentarily too, so they're going to know he's on the bot side.
Well placed ward and good catch for that red buff. They're going to have, yeah, you're right, complete control over these grubs. So we'll see if Smolder, or if Vigar's Vixens are going to do anything in response to this once the message comes up that they've gotten all three.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to. Lux just got back to lane. Vi can turn on this Vladimir, actually.
For, like, maybe make a play for bot side. They know now Vi's top. She's showing top. If you want, you've got some potential to start up a dragon, but they have full vision of that.
Vibro says, the magic shield is really nice as a tank ARAM player and super annoying as a mage main. Preach. They added all this magic pen to the game. Like, there's so many more items with magic pen, but that's for blowing up the squishies. So now you have all these super tanks, and you can only do one of the percent magic resist items. Like, you can't do the Void Blossom or whatever, Void Staff and Blossom, whatever, Void Bloom, whatever it's called. If you could do both of them, fine, I'll build both. But we can't. So
be very quiet as Insomniac has been slowly whittling away at dragon, hoping to not be spotted.
Don't be suspicious. 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 He's gonna get it.
Okay, so well done to answer the grub take on the top. Kind of decided to sneak in there and take dragon and balance the neutral objective. So good play from Insomniac and the Vagr's Vixens to get something back for that.
Absolutely. One of my friends was saying that it feels more valuable to get the grubs than it is to get the dragons. We got to pause. Got network problems. I would disagree with that. I feel like the dragons and the soul are way more important in the long run than it is to be getting the grubs. Yes, the grubs help you siege towers like mid game, in early game. Once you get to late game, the dragon is way more important.
Yeah, and so it's why I like it as kind of a balance. I feel like do you want to give up some late game power for an emphasis on the top side of the map, an emphasis on those grubs? So I kind of, that's why I don't mind where the power level is at for them. It gives both teams kind of interesting tactical or strategic ideas for, okay, what do we want to go for? What best works with our team composition? And yeah, the grubs are definitely strong early. And really, though, it's a risk. If you go for those early 3 grubs, your opponents just have to take 2 of the next 3 away from you, and then you're really losing a lot of the upside of the grubs. If you're not getting up to 5 and allowing the little mites to spawn,
the grubbies,
yeah, the little grubby guys to spawn, then that buff loses a lot. And so yeah, it can show a little bit of your cards if you go for it early, especially if you're not able to win the second fight and take down at least 2 of them. So both have a nice like risk reward element to them. I think it's a good addition overall. As we've got some sort of a pause on screen.
Yeah, it's
maybe a relic of the pause.
I hear Vladimir's ability going off over and over again. Every time they pause, when they like redo it, it kind of like glitches out the game. So I'm just waiting to see if it catches up here. Here we go. All right. By the way, the poll results came up. We've got 3 votes favoring Vigar's Vixens with 1 going to Smolder Snacks.
Okay. Maybe it was Vanjie throwing all the shade in pre-game lobby that won him some votes here for the Vigar's Vixens.
Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Looking at the chat again, Shenpai Data says 80 MR in one item is nuts. It is, and then giving Wit's End and Tenacity makes mages easy picks for a lot of champs too. It's true. Mages kind of got hit real hard against the tanks. Oh, Jackson's looking to come in on the bot side here. They saw him though, so we've got the flash going. Tornado's not gonna quite reach. Janna has no mana. Gonna land a stun though. She's able to jump in there for the spin and the win. Uh-oh, but they are coming down here too. Samira is not 6, and she's out of mana. Point and click. Here we go. Get CC'd, girl. Get CC'd. And that's got to be the strat too. Like Vaya's got to just push R on that Samira, and there's not going to a whole lot they're going to be able to do at that point.
Yeah, great counter roam there. Samzak took him for a little trade, but great counter roam there to see one coming down, and Kung Pao going with cease and desist. And then what's followed up is Lad on Cassiopeia with Miasma. So you're not getting out of there. Oh, you're not getting out of there in the mid lane either. Lad not having to use Petrifying Gaze in the bot lane, but he had it available for mid lane. Goodbye, Shenanigasm Rex.
Oh, he's just going all in. He said, you're getting ignited. Well, Vladimir's like, here, take that damage. Whack. Vibro said, just make sure they don't get all 6 grubs. I think getting 6 grubs is powerful, and you should prevent the enemy team from getting them. Agreed. It does suck when someone gets all 6 grubs, but if you get 4 dragons, oh my gosh, they are all 3 coming up for this Vladimir.
Hey, Nectar.
Yeah, just hold your CC. Oh, doesn't gonna quite be able to reach him. He's gonna get out clean.
Flash, Tides of Blood. And says, I don't even need a ghost out of this one. I can just pool, or I can sanguine pool and get right away.
Yeah,
well
Vladimir
done
is such a
Vladimir.
safe laner. Uh-oh. How's this gonna go? What are we gonna see here? Who's gonna die?
But Mowins is up here, so there's 4 in this area.
He's gonna dodge most of the damage, but here comes Cassiopeia. I don't think he's gonna be able to get out of this one. Down goes Jax.
Ooh, Malin's probably not the person you want on that, but you know, I love me a Nami carry.
Grub fight, grub fight. Ooh, Vi is looking really low. This is gonna be a dangerous grub fight.
These grubs can do some damage early, absolutely, yeah. Even though you're a man up, it does not matter.
He does got Nami there, so it looks like he's doing okay.
We're doing, yep. 2
That's
down.
gonna be all 6 grubs on their side, isn't it?
Yeah, 6 grubs. Just what we said, you don't want that to happen. And that's exactly what you're facing now.
Vibros is like, these roams, all 6. Ooh. Uh-oh, Kaisa. She's got the flash, getting the knock up. Samira is level 6. She doesn't get the spin off, though. Vi almost going down here as well.
Good use of Killer Instinct by Laugh like Nate to reposition and get out of there, rather than trying to use it early or turn a kill. Just says, I'm gonna play it safe, get away. I thought that Vanjie and Squall were gonna have used the CC from Janna to lock down Kaisa for long enough to get that kill, but just did not convert. No quick infernal trigger from Squall to be had on that.
Jax is right behind Kaisa.
Play.
They said this Kaisa is not allowed to live. Not after that. Down she goes, and it goes to Samira.
That's the player you want with it. 2 kills now on that Samira. Staring at what components of Sheen and Vampiric Scepter.
Interesting. A Sheen rush on Samira.
Yeah, this is new technology for me.
And rushing the Vampiric Scepter first. That, I don't like that.
Well, you know, you may not like it, but she's got 2 kills with it, so it's
fair.
working for her right now. And she's marching back into lane now. With
She's going for the Triforce.
It's Trinity Force Samira. Ooh. Oh.
Okay, all right.
I'm very curious to see how this is going to work down.
When I said I was very excited about Samira, this isn't what I was expecting, but it's fine. Oh, the tornado isn't quite going to reach. The laser goes down. Jack will be able to pick it up.
Great final spark by Shenanigasm Drax after Lad had done as much juking as he could on the Snake Lady to make sure that that big chunk of damage goes through and grabs it. But ooh, good flay there by Vanjie, pulling out the Thresh impersonation with Howling Gale. Well done to stymie Kung Pao's entry as Vi.
Oh, we got a lot going on down here. Looks like it's going to be a team fight. This one's probably going to result in Dragon if a couple of them survive. Vi pushing R on the Janna. Janna's going to go down. They're coming out behind. Jack's coming in. Samira's going to be able to go in there. She's going to get her ult off. She's a little out of range. There she goes. I don't think she's enough damage to take him down, though. And down goes Samira.
Well, I think it's just a little... I mean, definitely a messy fight on both sides. Kung Pao just the nature of cease and assist, getting the ease of use there, killing off Vanjie. I thought, like you did, that Squall might be able to come in there on Samira because they used a lot of CC on Janna. And so I thought, oh, maybe this is Samira's opportunity to come in and do something with the CC tools down, but didn't quite get in range to quickly get off Infernal Trigger, and I think it cost him.
Yeah, Samira, her full combo to get to S rank just got difficult for her. I think she missed her spin, and when you miss that spin, you literally have to spend the next like 2.5 to 3 seconds basically autoing to get another Q off to get to your S rank, and it was just too late for her to be able to pop off in that fight. Also, her ult is only level 1 right now, so it doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and not necessarily building for the big ult with this Sheen. Maybe the Q spam is more to their playstyle.
Oh, he's frontlining, but he's frontlining alone.
Like Nate, happy to take that one.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, oh, like Jax is getting killed, Jax is getting into the game, but if we get into situations like that where Jax is getting caught out, it's gonna be so important that Jax gets to his durability items, like his 3rd and 4th items, because if he doesn't, they're not going to have any frontline at all, and that's going to really wreck their potential here. Ooh, got the laser going off on Cassiopeia, but she's going to counter it with her ult. Just a little quick trade there.
Turns away from Vladimir's petrifying gaze, so only the slow connects. Well done to know that was coming up, clicking away.
Shenpai says, what I say about Gaze and Samira feeding him. Oh, we got a gank up top here. Hold that CC. Deal some damage on him, but not quite gonna get him down. Oh, there goes the R, but it's Vladimir. He just gets all the health back. Oh, 3 resources spent to him, but he gets Vi, a little 1-for-1.
1-for-1, and Vlad coming away with the shutdown on that. Yeah, you do have lots of grubs on the side of Garen, so you're going to get a lot of damage on that turret if you want it. But yeah, not the outcome. It looked like there was a kind of a little in and out and in and out and in and out rather than just hard committing there.
That's Vladimir for you. In and out, in and out. He doesn't want to be in there the whole time. He wants to do his thing, get out,
right. He
and then come back in.
It. And now, Insomniac looking to force something in the bot lane. He's way around.
It's like, I'm here. Whack! Samira are definitely trigger happy with these spins. I think that's like the 3rd or 4th one I've seen where she spins when she's out of the fight. I'm like, oh, that's your combo, girl.
It's a long cooldown too, so you can't really
30 seconds at this point
to be doing that. Yeah. So hoping to see a little bit more discipline on that as we get into these later fights.
For sure. Looking back at the chat, Vibro says, can I change my prediction? Grub's putting in work. Power Bottom Barry says, the Grubbies are so cute. And then Austin K. Page says, creative Samira build? Question mark? Yep, she just picked up the Triforce.
Yeah, okay. Trying for the steal. Final Spark not able to claim it. There's the fight erupting here. Nectar moving in, doing so much damage with that Hemoplague, and now Kung Pao's just forced to kind of tuck tail, try to get away, but the slow is just not enough, and it's a full collapse by Viger's Vixens here, punishing that take of the Rift Herald.
Yeah, this is a point where Vladimir's starting to pick up. Samira is also picking up. If Samira and Vladimir can get super ahead, I could see them coming out here, but this Jax is making me very nervous. We really need him to get into this game with a little bit more durability. If he doesn't, it's going to be really hard still.
Curious to see what the game plan is with the Rift Herald, because you already see the Grubs doing so much work. If you can find a pick somewhere, bring your team to push lanes with the Grubs, with the Rift Herald, you can take a lot of towers and start to extend this gold lead pretty heavily, which will put you in a great position for this next dragon fight.
Cassiopeia did opt for the Rod of Ages, which is what I was hoping for. So she is going to be healthier, so it will be a lot harder for Samira to tear her down as opposed to the straight AP build on Cassiopeia here.
I think that was a smart decision to go just get beefy, be tanky. The Rod of Ages, like there's nothing, the game is close, your team's a little ahead. You can afford to delay that power and and in order to be stronger later in the game. I think that's a smart build decision by Vladimir.
Yeah, he's got the Seraph's Embrace coming up with his tier almost fully stacked, so that extra shields for when the Samira ults is going to be monstrous as well.
Okay, are we going to ride the Herald in? Here comes Vi down the lane.
Grubbies!
That tower is gone. Taken by the Rift here.
So here we go again, mid. But we're going this way. Whee! And she's like, just kidding, we're getting out. And then Vi is going to get smacked down here, but she reaches the Lux with the R. Is she going to go down? The Janna ult saves the Lux. Ooh, we got to fight up top too. Vlad running for his life.
Vladimir chasing the Vladimir off there, as now the team sets their sights on Dragon. Tiger's Vixens thinking they had secured it for themselves, having picked off Kung Pao.
I don't know. They have the rest of the team collapsing now here.
It is a 4v4 if they want it. Everyone's coming in.
They're trying to zone him off, but the other two on this side, Jack's got to turn around on him. By the wave.
3,000 health on the Dragon.
Out. They take off the Nami. Ooh, Samira ult goes off. She gets the shutdown on the Kaisa. I don't think Garen's will be able to beef all this. Janna holding the Dragon aggro.
Kung Pao has the smite and is up, but I think that they were abandoning hope. What a well-played,
she's looking to come around.
Patient fight. Are you going to get there in time, Kung Pao?
Not fast enough.
So close. Just the lack of vision there. Maybe he wants to find one on the backside.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Oh, not sure.
All right.
Really great patience there. What a good fight from Vaegr's Vixens. Insomniac got two really great leap strikes off onto Mawin's Nami, meaning that she had to flash away the first time, the second time immediately taken down by her team. You saw that there was no confusion over what they wanted to do with Dragon. Everyone dropped off of Dragon together and went for that fight. Whoever's making the calls there did a great job, and everyone listened, which was really important for them to winning that fight.
Yeah, I observed the same thing. Like, the fact that Jax knew when to stay on the Dragon and when to move over, and the rest of the team kind of followed up with it, that kind of stuff doesn't happen even when I'm in cons with all four of my friends. It just doesn't work that way. So the fact that that worked out like that was amazing to see. Vibro says, okay, don't want to change my prediction anymore.
Just come back, and now that gold lead is gone. And so it's a dang even game with at least a Dragon per side. Insomniac leaps striking forward once again. Kung Pao being forced to flash away. Mawins is there to try to get them to safety with Tidal Wave. The grounding now coming down onto this Jax, who's trying to get away, but the whole team is arriving.
Oh, Samira, you don't want to go in there, but she's going to bop the bubble. And Jax is starting to pick up some kills, so he's starting to come back in this game. He does have 7 assists, so he's going to start being their frontliner. Like, he can do this, where he's just going to go into the tower, and he gives his team the opportunity to jump in there. Samira picks up a couple kills there, too.
I like the decision. Knew he was going down and just going to die, but it guarantees your team the turret. It guarantees your team a couple of kills. The only thing it doesn't do is stop this Garen in the top lane, and with the Void Grub, is definitely going to make short work of turrets. Good job to pick up some of that.
Only traded turrets, basically. We got one in the middle as well, so it was pretty even. I think it was definitely worth it. What was it saying? Oh, Jack's picking up the Sundered Sky now, so that's going to be a lot of sustain for him. That gives him 300 health and an auto crit every 6 seconds that heals him. 6 seconds per target. So if he hits multiple people, that's going to be a lot of healing.
Yeah, with Leap Strike on such a short cooldown, he's going to be getting a lot of that up. Yeah, Jax is becoming a problem, as is Vladimir, with Leandries and Riftmaker in the bag there. I don't think they're too scared of anything. And
uh-oh, Vi gets locked down here. Here comes a laser, down she goes. Samira gonna get taken out with a shutdown going to the Garen. Jack's coming in, he just explodes that Garen. He's gonna get exploded back, maybe? That's Sundered Sky. Holy cow, the sustain. Oh, not quite going to be enough, though. Cassiopeia getting knocked around. Here comes Vladimir. He's trying to speed up and catch that Kaisa. Not quite going to be enough speed, though.
What a close fight. It was 1 kill to one side and then 1 kill to the other side, back and forth. And they just slowly toppled. Yes, Vegas Vixens comes out atop with one extra kill, but it was so close. You feel like these fights can go either way if they're played properly.
A highlight said, I'm confused by the Triforce Samira. Did I miss the argument about if it's any good? You did miss. We had a little debate about it. We were like, interesting choice. It's doing okay for her. She's still 5-3. Austin said, we've been kind of confused, but she keeps getting kills, so IDK.
Exactly. It's the survivability and then to go right into Bloodthirster now. So you have a little bit of survivability from the Trinity Force plus Bloodthirster to give you the in-fight sustain. Yeah, she's got her work cut out for her with all the CC she's up against, but managing to find kills. So making me regret being a doubter here is Squall.
Right? You know, if Triforce had just a little bit of crit on it, I wouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But no crit, interesting. Ooh, she gets snared. Oh, they said that's my Scuttle Crab.
And I get the feeling that both teams are going to keep poking for damage, maybe finding all-ins, but it's all about Dragon right now coming up. I think everyone on the Rift is about to start switching over their wards and focus on the bot side. So whichever team gets to establish vision in there first is going to have the advantage. And look at that, Garen face checking into a brush, but great flash forward by Vladimir to Petrifying Gaze and get everyone out. But that is 2 big ultimates and a flash used, and you still don't have vision of the river yet.
Right before a dragon fight too.
Making the right call, I think, though, saying, okay, you're going to take Dragon. Look at Baron.
Whoa, that was a speed boost.
So they start up Baron, and I don't know, do they know about this yet? I don't think anyone has a clue.
They did walk over the vision there? Uh-oh.
I think because of the map changes, they may have gotten in there without being seen. So yeah, they won a Dragon. They'll be up to 3, but now they're going to be at a loss of Baron. What a great play to sneak that one in.
You know, I would probably take that trade. The fact that they got their 3rd dragon and they're getting a Baron. The Baron, I don't think is going to be a huge game changer here. They might be able to get mid turret if they play it correctly, but they're not going to be getting into the base, I don't think. So I would definitely be more favored towards this 3rd dragon.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel too, but you really want to make a Baron power play with this here. You've gotten a little bit of gold back. Now you need to make sure you're getting some turrets and hopefully take that gold and swing it back into your favor, or even more into your favor with this Baron to kind of put the game out of reach. You really want to make sure that you're getting a lot with this. So they're fanning out, send someone to every lane. Let's start utilizing that Baron.
Yeah, if blue side gets a pick, I think if they just take out one of them, they basically cancel out that Baron. They're not going to be able to push with it.
You have to be so careful right now if you are on the side of Smolder Snacks. They're doing a good job of grouping. It is hard to fight into them. Cassiopeia has a lot of kind of anti-mobility disengage, but Insomniac making something happen here. Final Spark just kind of forcing everyone away. Great disengage here coming out of Mowins.
Oh,
and they don't find anything. They're just letting Shop of Horrors get into position in the top as they back off. Well done so far by Smolder's Snacks. Garen is about to be a problem if they cannot find and engage, and I feel like they may have used their tools for that 5v4 engage.
You're right. I didn't notice that Garen up there pushing him with the Baron. He is backing up. Oh no, he's going back. Where do they send their resources? Oh, they're sending Lux to handle Garen. I don't think that's going to be enough. They're going to have to send at least 2 to take care of him, but they're going to lose mid for it instead. Not going to land anything on him. Jax is looking to dive in. Oh, this is a very slow-moving Baron play.
Yeah, 1 tower so far. Garen, I think, was doing the right thing. They'll get a 2nd turret here. Playing well with this Baron so far to try to push out that lead as much as they can while they still have Baron available. Garen going back to post up into the top lane. It's so hard to get on top of this team as Mowins throws out the tidal wave
That's the second one I've seen in like 30 seconds. Like, that must be a low cooldown right now.
Yeah, now that you've got the CDR, go for it. Oh, good snare out of Shenanigans to get
Nami
the
says,
flash
field
from
goal!
Kung Pao.
Garen's coming around the side. He's looking to go back top side, hoping for that inhibitor.
How much time do we have left on Baron? Can you click on a player? Do we get to see that?
Oh, it's gone.
That is it. I was about to say, it can't be much more than one wave or so. Okay. Only 2 turrets.
Ooh, Garen on the side. Demacia!
Yeah, and then they just disengage through the miasma. Okay, so 2 turrets, but the lead didn't really grow for Smolder Snacks. So maybe now you can make the final verdict and say, okay, great, you got the Baron, but we are now at soul point. So how much did it really get you?
Yeah, I mean, it really opened up top side for a Garen split push to get that inhibitor, so there's a potential for a Garen to basically run in and win the game if they have like a huge distraction at a dragon fight or something like that.
Yeah, and it buys them some space in the bot side jungle to get a bunch of wards down, and so they'll have kind of first look at this bot side vision, but you're gonna have to control it for a while if you're gonna make a serious play for having vision control when this dragon spawns, because we're still 2 minutes away from that.
Yeah, and it's basically gonna be, it should be most likely a 4v4 around this dragon, whereas Vladimir's going to have to babysit top side while Garen's trying to shove it in. Because if Vladimir goes to that dragon fight, Garen's getting that inhibitor, period.
Yeah, I like that Garen is up. Oh, Garen, he's kind of curling around. He can't make up his mind as to what's going to happen. Just kind of watching him on the minimap as everyone's starting to kind of posture around. That seems to stop the act, but he gets going.
She said no. He said yes. She said no. So a whole lot of jumping around over here, going for that Kaisa. Holy damage on the Vladimir. This is going to be the dragon for them, but Garen is going to go for the play. He said they can have the dragon soul, but I'm getting this inhibitor, gosh darn it.
Yeah, you really have to get it now. I think that it was a 4v5. They knew that the whole time, and yet Smolder Snacks tried. They thought maybe they had a brief 3v3 they could take with 2 showing on Lad. Wow, Shop of Horrors wants to put them hurt into Nectar here. And so they showed 2 mid and then tried to go for a quick little 3v3 at Dragon that did not go their way. And so luckily with Shop of Horrors top, they got an inhibitor, but now, yeah, you've got this soul on side of Baker's Vixens.
This is the Chemtech Soul. I haven't gotten a Chemtech Soul in a long time. Remind me what this one does again, if you know.
Yeah, Chemtech Soul, not one I'm as familiar with.
Someone in the chat, tell us what the Chemtech Soul does. Skippy says, yeah, I don't think it's optimal either. Also, Bloodthirster isn't as good as Shield Bow either. See, I like the Bloodthirster better than Shield Bow. On the Samira. Ooh, Vi pushing R. That means Kaisa can come in. Down goes Samira.
Little pickup for them.
Oh, we're looking at Baron.
But it does open up something on the opposite side of the map here. This time, Beggar's Vixens a little bit behind, trying to make something happen up top.
Oh, they're gonna get here in time. This is gonna be a big fight. Ride the wave. Whee! I think this goes in red side's favor here. Oh, but the Vladimir damage is going down. Laser coming through. Jack going for the chase. He said, get off my team. This is mine.
Oh, that looks so scary after 2 massive AoEs hit with Final Spark and Hemo Plague just shredding through all the health bars of Smolder Snacks. But they were able to get it. They were able to get away with this disengage. Does it mean that they are able to successfully stave off Baron? Not if you get rooted, Vladimir.
No.
Who is not going to be able to slip away from that one. Vanjie taking it.
This is going to be a slow one, but it looks like this Baron is most likely going to go in favor of blue side. Kaisa, W it.
The back and forth then just continues. Now it's coming so close. Oh my god, it was definitely takeable. But they did secure it after all of that. And the lead now swinging back in favor of Vigors Vixens. We've seen it go back and forth all game as we're just still in for a long one. Yeah, it's a 10 kill swing, but the gold very even between these two teams at this stage in the game. It all comes down to execution in these team fights.
Seriously, it's not even just the game going back and forth, like these fights, like it's so, like they're all moving together. It's one team and the other team just like waiting to lock down somebody. It's just a tug of war in every single one of these team fights. It's just the tension builds and I'm like, oh god, who's gonna get hit? Who's gonna land it? And in that Baron fight, like I was almost certain it was gonna go in favor of Red side. Oh, this Lux is gonna get slammed by her brother. Oh god, whack. But Red side's like grouped up in a one big clump, and Vladimir was like, perfect, get ulted. And that was just all the damage they needed to basically be like, get out of here. Ooh, a little bit of a whip on that.
Just with a soul read on Lad turning away there. Right as soon as the ward gets dropped, great job. And now they're looking to come on the backside, but not quite going to get there.
Can't land the dash, you can't
Nate
reach.
runs away.
Austin says, this what is going to slammed by who? Yeah, I was trying not to make the obvious inappropriate joke there, but you can take it there. So you're getting a kill there on the vibe. Ooh! Ult number 2! Oh, but she goes down with it! Run, Garen, run!
So many chances for individual outplays within this. Like you've got instant cancels of Samira's ult, or Samira being able to use like Blade Whirl to make sure that that your CC is not going to land on me today. Like you said, if you clump a little bit too much as a team, you've got big AoEs. There's just so much little micro that can happen in these team fights that it just makes it continually razor close. But it feels like Vigors Vixens has kind of maybe opened it up a little bit just in terms of the scaling that their composition has now achieved.
I am extremely offended at how tanky Garen is for not building any tank items until just now. Like, he's got a Negatron cloak and a cloth armor after building Phantom Dancer, attack speed boots. Like, come on now. These bruiser builds are way too tanky. I've definitely noticed that the amount of health that items are giving right now is a little crazy. It's just really easy, as a mage even, to have an extra 1,000 health just by getting like an item, it feels like.
Yeah, and yet somehow people are getting one shot left and right. So I don't know how that factors into it, but we're in just, it's hard to survive right here. One side on either team just seems to get blown up immediately as Kung Pao trying to look in and find that one target using cease and desist.
Ooh, she gets locked down though when she was trying. Samira gets the first ult off. She didn't be able to go for ult number 2. Kaisa's chasing down the Janna over here. She said, you're not getting away. Oh, but she does. And that's going to be an Elder for blue side. That's going to be dangerous.
You feel like the coordination is just there for Vigors Vixens. They're calling it things out. They're going in the right way. They're staying together when they need to stay together, and things are just working out. Whereas that last fight, Smolder Snacks, you had Kung Pao committing that cease and desist onto a priority target, but it didn't matter because the follow-up was simply not there. You had Laugh Like Nate, who was off on the side chasing down the support, which is probably not what you want in what could be a game-deciding team fight. And so well done with the communicating here for Vigors Vixens and just executing their game plan. It seems to really be paying off as they've bloomed into a 6k gold lead.
Seriously, Escaping McSkipper says they removed a lot of HP from mage items that used to be even worse last season. And then Shenbai says they took health off of pretty much every mage burst item. It's true. I still feel like there's been a lot of mages who just go the Riley's Crystal Scepter and the Liandry's, and they're still really healthy. It almost feels like when was it 300 health on Liandry's right now? It feels like a lot more though. At least when I'm going against it, I'm like, wow, this person is so tanky. Oh, they just built Leandries and they have like 1,000 extra health for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't
and
get it.
Riftmaker. Like, it feels like these items are so strong, and yet they're also giving you like so much sustain and survivability in these fights as well.
Well, Samira's spin is down. Will she be able to get the full combo off? She does have the execute. She might not even need to ult here. Yeah, Samira not having that spin really makes it hard for her to land that, but the execute is just really pummeling red side right there.
Going, yeah, that is what you want as an Elder fight, and Smolder Snacks put everything on the line there to try to get a pick onto Squall's Samira, and yes, the tidal wave landed on Samira without many defenses, and they got the one kill, but there was just so much cleanup from the rest of the team with all that AoE coming out of Shenanigans and Rex's Lux and Nectar's Vladimir. All you needed was the AoE plus that Elder Dragon, and the game is over, and now they're just looking to siege down mid and end it. Shop of Horrors, I think you're gonna tick down, and the Elder will execute everyone now set on the final objective of this game.
Pad those KDAs, pad those KDAs. Good game. That one was so, oh my gosh, like I said, tug of war. It could have gone either direction in every single fight. It could have just changed the game completely. That was such a good game.
And it ended at 10k gold lead for the Vager's Vixens, but it did not feel that way. It was so much closer for the entirety of that match until at the end, when I just think you saw the scaling of Samira, Jax, Vladimir, combined with the safety that Lux and Janna were giving them. Very well done to stall out that long to get to late game for Vager's Vixens. Much earned.
Yeah, like we were saying, like once that Jack started getting his sustain items, which he did, he went the Sundered Sky, and then afterwards he went into the Death Dance. Like he started getting tanky, so he was able to like go in there, do extreme damage, like super burst, but also be surviving through it instead of just getting exploded by all the damage was flying at him. And then while he's doing that, you got the Vladimir, like Austin says, Jacob is lining up these Vlad ults every fight. It's so scary. The massive amount of damage coming out of Vladimir and Lux, and then being followed up by a Samira ult. It was just too much for them to out tank and pace through in a lot of the fights. But looking at it, who would you vote as the MVP for this game?
You know, I think that I would give the MVP to the person that seemed to be controlling those team fights the most, because the team fights was what ultimately decided that game. And the player that I saw consistently going in and kind of forcing the action and making the plays and diving in at the right times or pulling back at the right times was Insomniac on Jax. And I think that he just seemed to be all over it, using Leap Strike aggressively when needed to, solo killing in the back line. I think his itemization choice was solid throughout, and really allowed his team to get over the hump of the early mid game and coast into the late game. And so I would give it to Insomniac out of the jungle this game on Jungle Jax.
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, I almost want to give it to Vladimir because, I mean, he had a massive score. He did massive damage. Like, he was landing the ults perfectly. They wanted to take him down in lane, but he was just not having it. So the gameplay from the Vladimir was amazing. Like, I think we should double MVP this one. I think we'll double MVP.
So, because that was definitely Nectar on Vladimir would be my choice as well. There were so many individual micro moments that Nectar had. He was patient with that ultimate, hit multiple targets when needed, and like you said, yeah, in lane he was just unkillable with the flash and the sanguine pool to just get away from everything. They couldn't keep him down, and he got to where he needed to in the late game.
Absolutely. Double MVP on Nectar as Vladimir, and MVP to Insomniac on Jax. Congratulations, guys. That was an amazing game. It really was. We've already got everybody loaded up for the next game, so I love this.
They've probably been waiting for a while here, so hopefully they'll get started soon. Yeah. And, you know, I will say we were so skeptical of this Trinity Force Samira, and you know, I'm pleasantly surprised after seeing it, and so I'll have to look and see a little bit more of what this build really provides for Samira. But maybe Squall knows something I don't, because it worked out really well for him in that game.
I still think Collector would have been better. I think it would have secured more of the early kills. But I'm not a Samira Pro. I don't know. He could be a Samira Pro for all I know. Ledmer says, how are y'all doing? We are 0-2. They said same. So we got 2 0-2 teams. Trish is like, supports only this game.
That would be a long fight. Some long fights coming up.
That would. There are so many classes of support now that there's support tanks, there's support ADCs, there's support assassins.
Like a brand rip through everything. Get AD Thrash rip through everything.
Yeah, no, they could definitely make it happen. I mean, they could do like, oh, you can't do Pyke jungle anymore. Pyke can go somewhere else. I don't know. Pyke would be great. Senna could be your ADC. You could have the Thresh support. You could have, who can go top as a support? Braum. You could go Braum or Tarek top side.
Braum. Do we count Set? Do we count Set here?
That's a yeah. I think he's more of a top laner who just ends up being support for some reason. But
it's true. Maybe Maokai. He's more of a support now, right? Kind of goes both ways with them.
Yeah, no, I rarely see Maokai anywhere but support. Like occasionally I'll see him in the jungle. Whenever I play Maokai in the jungle, I always feel like his clear is just really slow and it's kind of a struggle.
Yes, they don't let that happen for some reason.
Yeah, so I guess he is more support.
Taking down the jungle.
Yeah, he doesn't belong in the jungle. Tiltery says just all supports, no winners, just a healing contest. Okay. Soraka, Sona, Melio, just all the healers.
Okay. And one team rolls up to top lane and just tries to out-sustain the turret and slowly whittle it away, while the other team does the same in the bot and see who can win the base race.
Better yet, let's just all go mid. ARAM. Done. That would be hilarious. I don't think they should do it, but
no,
it would be still hilarious to watch.
I would love to see both teams go for a all-out invade and just meet each other as a 5-stack on a 5-stack and just have like 7 kills in the first 2 minutes of the game. That's what I want to see.
Frost Queen says Maokai has a 54% win rate as support right now. I'm not surprised, especially with like the new cheaper support items. Like people like Maokai need their items to be effective, and a lot of the times in the past, the items that he needed have just been too expensive. Like having to go Demonic Embrace last season was very expensive. And Leandri's was also very expensive if you wanted to go the AP build. But now you actually have some tank items that are cheaper, so you can kind of build them like that, which I love.
Yeah, and like Trailblazer, I think any supporter can build Trailblazer is really liking that item with the bonus movement speed, so they can just sort of run, like you're tanky and now you can run people down. You're faster to move around the map. And so, I mean, you can see it where Maokai is going like Boots of Swiftness or Mobo Boots just to really try to influence the map as much as he can by running up and down the river at super speed because you are just so quick with Trailblazer. So it just gives you a lot of agency over the game if you are a support that can go Trailblazer right now.
Yeah, I think Trailblazer is my favorite support item introduced in the new set for sure. Austin K. Page says Teemo is sitting at a 57% win rate as support. I've been abusing it and gotten a plus 150 LP using it. It's so broken. I believe they're hot fixing that tonight, right? Because they were definitely doing something to it.
Not soon enough, as far as I'm concerned.
Preach.
So I was recently cleaning out my office, and I found some old. I got the chance to go to Worlds with some of the community from CMSA eSports when some of the Worlds qualifiers were here in Chicago. And one of the pieces of merch that they handed out was a bracelet that said "I hate Teemo," and I should have wore it tonight. But I've got an official Riot gear that says "I hate Teemo," and I will echo that sentiment.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, the whole Malignance with the Leandries and Nashers is insane on Teemo right now. Like it's burn on burn on burn on burn on burn. And they got rid of Demonic Embrace, so it's like you still have way more burns than anybody else, even though Demonic Embrace is gone. Fibro says, I wish I lived in Chicago when LCS was here. And Austin says, yeah, all AP ratios are getting lowered and less shrooms per R level. See, they actually buffed that, I think, last season or maybe the season before that, where Teemo was just not being able to put down too many shrooms, but now more like less shrooms per level. They're basically reverting it.
Well, thank the gods at Riot for that, because if I see another Teemo, I've lost some far too many Teemos. I've lost some Teemos on the Rift, but I've lost more Teemos on Murder Bridge, because that thing is impossible to push into once he gets going on ARAMs. He's got so many mushrooms everywhere. They're clearing waves. They're making sure you can't flank. They're impossible to kill because you only have one source of the elixirs, and that's on one minion. And so it's a nightmare right now that I'm ready to end.
They're teasing them over here. Jogan saying we're ready, and then they're like, it's for support means that, so they're having a sleepover, doing their nails, girl talk, gossip, boys. like start the game, girl, start the game. Vladimir says I need my nails done, but I'm too lazy to like make an appointment. I got my nails done one time and I didn't like it. The actual experience was fine. But okay. I just got a clear coat because I didn't want anything crazy.
Sure.
And like it started like peeling like the next day. Like I had like peel patches on my nails and I was like, this looks ugly. I don't know if it was just a really crappy like clear coat that they used, or if I don't know if I scratched my nails or something, but it was peeling like all my nails and I hated it. So I haven't gotten one since. It's been years.
That sounds worse than playing against Teemo. That is just terrible.
Worse than playing against Teemo. Zyra first ban. They said absolutely not.
Get it out of here, Vladimir. You are not allowed to play Zyra tonight.
Yeah.
See it on something else.
Homophobia. Banning the Lux. We needed a third game with Lux in it. A Yorick ban. I think that's the third time we've seen a Yorick ban. Their top laner must really be into Yorick.
Yeah, not something I necessarily had looked at going into this, but it seems that way. And Yorick's one of those knowledge check champions that if you're not sure how to deal with them effectively or don't have a good pool for it, that he's such a nightmare to play
I don't know what to do about Yorick in any game. Like, you can shut him down all game, but he still ends up being an absolute nightmare. He just lands a Q, and those minion things will just one-shot you, and it's so annoying. They need to fix that.
And so instead, you just ban him, and that works perfectly fine here. By getting banned, so none of that point-and-click engage, and Vayne getting banned. Okay.
That's 2 ADC bans. They're really scared of that ADC. I'm getting really hungry, so I'm gonna start eating my cookies. Don't mind me.
So we've got in this game a Trundle pickup. They don't ban him. They let him through, and right away. And this is the Zyra Zaddies picking up Trundle and banning Zyra first ban. Come on, Zyra Zaddies. But they lock in the first Zaddy and Trundle. Let's see if they complete. Let's see if they go for 4.
I feel like Nocturne has been very pick or ban in a lot of the games I've been seeing lately, especially in CMSA.
Just so strong with that Hexplate build. The one item spike on Nocturne is so solid. The ultimate is really, really useful in solo queue and in organized play. Just the ability to kind of, in solo queue, obviously good because it blinds everyone.
Yeah, and they're not going to be on comms and be like, oh, it's top lane. It's just like, where is it? Where is it? I don't know.
But also good in organized play because you can set up a play and then you're there right away. You're kind of a semi-global ult, and you're there, and so it enables a lot from your team.
We have a Sejuani pick. Sejuani has been huge in pro play forever. I feel like I never see her in anywhere else other than pro play because she's kind of boring to play.
I was gonna say that is my theory as to why you might not see it. Yeah, just not. Definitely puts in so much work, but yeah, there's something about how interesting they are to play.
It's kind of like playing Leona. It's like Leona's amazing, but she is pretty boring to play. Like you just do the same 3 things over and over and over and over and over again. So I get it. But I do love seeing them in games because it can be absolutely game changing just to land that R. You land the R, you basically have a giant Anivia ult, but with a stun in the middle.
Oh, and Lad getting his mid lane getting pushed to the brink here. Zyra, Cassiopeia, and Malzahar all banned, and they hold last pick for Ladimir. So he'll have to break something new out. Has performed pretty well on the Cassiopeia all night.
This team's looking very familiar over on red side. Is this the same team as the first game besides Cass?
Yeah, testing my memory here.
Right.
I want to say, I think we had a lot of similar members because it was Cassiopeia and Kale were together that game, but they had the Belveth, I think, as their support. But they were against the Nocturne, so I think that was someone. I'm sure chat's gonna be like, no, they weren't.
I'm over here like, oh, they're picking the same champions.
Nocturne. But I do think they had Kaisa and Kale on the same team.
Vladimir says, I'm scared. You should be. That team is amazing. That team has amazing team fight potential. They have amazing sustain, great peel, great damage. Like, I usually ban Jhin in the bot lane because I don't like the combo that he has, basically with the perma-stun with most supports, and he's got a Morgana, so not only are you gonna be rooted for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, you're gonna be rooted for an additional 1.5 to 2 seconds on top of Sejuani ult. Well, this is gonna be Morgana in the mid lane, so he's got Soraka down on the bot side, but when it comes to team fights later, the Morgana and the Sejuani are gonna be insane for the CC. Especially, this is gonna be another team on red side where it's, if you don't kill them faster, good luck later in the game. I don't know. What do you think looking at these comps?
They're definitely scaling well. You know, I think that the sheer tankiness coming out of bot side, the Zyra Statties, is gonna be the challenge that Smolder Snacks is gonna face this game. But I agree with you. I think that they scale super well with Kaisa and Kale. And I'm thinking Heimerdinger brings so much early zone protection to the Rift that he could maybe buy them the time. So last time they played Kale Kaisa, they couldn't get into the late game. The game was over really fast. And I'm seeing with the Nocturne to kind of help you get through the early game with his early game strength and one-item spike, and with Heimerdinger and his able to kind of say, well, you're not taking mid turret early, and if we're first an objective, it's going to be rough getting in here. He can buy a lot of time and space for Kale and Kaisa to scale up to the point where they can get to through these tanks. So I think I'm going to pull for, it's so close. We'll go with Smolder's Snacks and say that we're getting to the hyper late game with them.
See,
how do you feel?
I'm gonna go against you. It's gonna be you versus me here.
All right, let's see.
I'm going for Zyra Zaddies for the team fight potential. The only way I see Smolder Snacks coming out on top here is if that Kale just gets so insane they can't do anything about it. So, the Heimerdinger throws me off because, like I was saying, this team needs to kill as fast as possible because they don't have a tank. Heimerdinger is not a kill you as fast as possible kind of character. He's a let's hang out and let the fight drag on while my turrets kind of take him down. And Nami isn't really adding any damage to this team either. She's adding a little bit of sustain, a little bit of crowd control. So it's really up to this Kale Kaisa Nocturne to do as much damage as possible and take out the Jhin and take out the Trundle. Because the other three, Sejuani, Morgana, Soraka, aren't going to carry this game by themselves. It's going to be up to Jhin and Trundle. I could see, I'm assuming it's Trundle top, so Trundle into Kale. I could see the Kale shutting down the Trundle later on if it ends up being a big fight between the two of them up top side. Kale could win this game by split push pretty easily, but I think if Kale doesn't get that crazy split push off, it's gonna come down to team fights and it's gonna go in the favor of Zyra Zaddies. So I'm voting Zyra Zaddies.
Okay, split. decision here. Did you put up a poll?
I did. We've got
Do we have
about
some time left, please?
45
I
seconds
hear.
left. We got one vote already for Zyra Zaddies, so I got one supporter.
Okay, you made a very strong case. I'm kind of pulling a vibros here, like, oh, should I change sides? I kind of fun over there on Zyra Zaddy's side.
Yeah, Latimer says, I need words of encouragement. You're doing great, sweetie.
You're skinny.
You're
we
skinny.
saw you moving around on that snake lady last game.
All right, good job, stream. You caught the loading screen. It hasn't been nice to me today. It's just it won't show the loading screen. It takes a minute for it to load in the game.
Get the sneak peek on all of the skins, but we barely had 5 seconds with it that time. So as we go right onto the rift, here we go. 10-man invade. 10-man invade.
Please wait. That is a Soraka mid.
Soraka mid. Okay.
Oh my god.
We're making some changes on the rift here. Let's do it.
Summoner's Rift.
What? No, wait. Morgana's going mid with the support item.
No.
30 seconds
They're just.
until minions
Oh, maybe she bought the wrong item.
We have 2 support items. Okay. We have 2 support items.
Okay, they're
Very
standing on
quiet.
a ward, so they know
they're on
here.
a ward, but they're going to be very quiet. They're bringing over. Oh, as the all chat lets them know to leave.
Just like,
They
get
don't
out.
want any part of that. I guess that's one way to do it. Just yell at your opponents.
I have done that quite a few
Please.
times.
I don't want to deal with this. Don't make me poke you.
Sejuani's like, okay, sorry.
Very, very chivalrous there.
No, that is Soraka mid with the support item. Oh my gosh.
All right, I just am dying to know, is this a mistake, or are they gonna do? They've got some interesting thing that I don't know about on this patch, where Sejuani's gonna go mid and share stacks or something. power farm the Sejuani. I don't know.
You crazy girl. You crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, let the frog do all the work.
I guess someone in pregame had called for 5 supports. Maybe they thought it was 5 support items. Maybe that was the miscommunication.
Yeah, I wonder what the thought. I mean, they got 2 supports. They got Morgana and Soraka. I don't know if Trundle would qualify as a support. I've seen it before, but
Yes, definitely. Trundle.
ooh, already burning the flash on the kill on the top side.
Going all in right away. Finding the flash. Well done.
Yeah, Austin K says, I don't think it's a mistake. This is why support items are getting changed.
But you can go at mid, okay?
Yeah, I've never seen
Alright.
it mid. I've seen it double bot side, but not mid.
Yeah, I've seen 4 in a game, but the team 4 went to jungler. It was 2 top and 2 bot. So, this is new to me. But I'm no expert.
Very interesting. Skinny. Yeah, I don't know what to say about mid lane. Soraka versus Heimerdinger. Ooh, that lockdown on the Kaisa. Swing and a miss on the Q.
I have one comment about mid lane, is that it's not Vladimir in the mid lane.
Oh.
We have a role swap in game number 3. Vladimir on Nami in the bot lane here. Matwin's taking over mid duty.
Interesting. They said we're gonna make a quick play here. Switch flip flop. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Oh, we got the Nocturne gank up top. Trundle is caught with his pants down. Oh, but he can speed out of there pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a summoner's good gank. It buys that Kale, Shop of Horrors, a little bit of room to just push in the wave, to get some CC. Just that's what you want. Babysit your Kale, get him to late game.
Oh, Nocturne looking to invade the jungle, but there isn't anything there for him. Maybe he's looking for Soraka? You're just gonna walk on through lane. He said, I want the scuttle crab. That's me when I jungle. I almost always get canceled off of the scuttle crabs, and I always feel bad about it. So sometimes if I get one, I'm like, or if they get one, I'm like, let me just run to the next one. I really want it.
Yes, I'm like, you know if you can beat me. I don't know if I can beat you because I don't play jungle, so I just try to always go the opposite direction of the opposing jungle.
That's
like,
how I feel too.
I'll handshake for you. You take top scuttle, I'll take bot scuttle. Let's just agree not to fight because I don't know my limits on any jungle champions.
Preach. It always feels like anytime I play the jungle, I always lose in the 1v1s, like always. So
no matter what, yeah, right. Like, oh, that Kindred just dumpstered me on my own, and then my own buff. I'll play Kindred, and then I invade and just lose. The same exact matchup. How did I do that?
We got Sejuani picking up the grubbies. Basically, as soon as they come up, she said, these are mine.
Love the early commitment there.
Nocturne's gonna try to get the dragon.
I like that we immediately saw both the neutrals just off based on kind of who was winning. Trundle having that advantage in the top lane, signaled Sejuani.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be theirs. I mean, Sejuani's going straight for it, but I think she's going to be just a little short. No, she turns around for mid lane.
I think they're not sure this is... I think they have an idea that this is happening, so they're trying to get over there, but they just have no vision.
Ooh, got the snare on the Nocturne. Gonna be able to take him down. First blood goes to Morgana.
That Arctic Assault and the flash coming in there, just locking down Kung Pao, who was too low from the dragon. It was so quick. It was very decisive. They knew if there was players there, they were going to go for the fight, and they went for it right away. Yeah, they lose dragon, but it was nice to at least get one kill on the backside.
Yeah, I mean, that was, what, 400 gold in their direction, 200 to Sejuani, and 400 to Morgana. So, like, yeah, you lost the dragon, but you got a lot of gold to get you ahead. Sejuani looking like she's probably going for the Sunfire cape. Which, interesting choice. There's a lot of... I guess it is 50-50 on the damage. You got a Nocturne and Kai'Sa for AD. Kai'Sa looks like she's rushing probably a static shift first right now. And then you got AP on Kayle and Heimerdinger. So she really has to build hybrid on the tank.
Yeah, I mean, it will definitely help her clear jungle a little bit, giving that AoE immolate passive, which is nice, so it's kind of hard to switch that around. But yeah, I agree. I'm not sure what the best kind of mix of tanky damage or tankiness is going to be in a game like this. One thing's for certain, she's got to get tanky, and she is going to get tanky over the course of this game.
She should just go that... the one that gives you the giant magic shield. That would be really beneficial in my opinion.
Rooker, yeah, that would be a good one in this game.
Yeah, that would really cancel out the initial burst that Kai'Sa's... I mean, I can't speak. Kayle is going to put down on you, and then they'll let you sit in Hibernier's turrets for a good few minutes before they actually start hurting you. Ooh, holding Kai'Sa still.
Doing a good job of just being a menace there in the brush.
Sejuani's here. She's a little too far away. She's going to throw the ult. That was weird. That landed directly on Nami, but it didn't do anything. Paranoia. He said, hold still. Let's turn the beat around. Got the exhaust in the Jin. Might not be able to put enough damage down here. Sejuani's committing, though. Oh, we got the curtains! Curtains!
Wow, it took everything. I mean, heal, exhaust, ultimates from pretty much every champion that had access to their ultimate ability, and I thought it was going to be 0 for 0 until Hilary Clinton gets Curtain Call, and it was curtains there for the bot lane. One kill going over. Hard fought for that one kill.
My neighbors probably think I am very passionate about curtains at this point. I'm in a studio apartment. I got neighbors. Curtains? What? Coming through the vents. I should have made a highlight reel from last week because I screamed curtains, I think, like 6 times throughout the entire set of games. They really
So
said,
much
Kaisa,
damage.
hold still. Just take all this damage.
Dark Bindings have been finding their targets here. Number 1 Lamb showing off some aim on Morgana.
And this is why we don't let
Easy
Jhin in the
kill.
bot lane either, because once you get snared by that Morgana, you just get snared again by the
Yes.
Jhin.
The Deadly Flourish connects, and it's so much damage coming down.
Who doesn't want to just sit there for 6 seconds while you're taking all the damage?
And that is making things really complicated in the bot lane. Look at the CS discrepancy here. We've got 71 to 39 in the bot lane.
Holy cow.
It's kind of oppressive here in the bot lane. Blue claiming more grubs. They need 1 more to get to 5.
Look at the gold
But
difference here.
it's not going to be without... Oh no, they're on 5. The last one here is set to go as they collect all 6, but there is a fight. Kung Pao going in, trying to get some Unspeakable Horde in there to get the fear, trying to win. Soraka, though, Wish coming through, keeping Thresh alive. Queen of Despair here to try to help, but it's not enough. Kung Pao now turning around, trying to get out of there. Mowens, though, showing up. Beautiful ult by Kale to try to make things happen a little differently. It's going to go Kung Pao kiting it out. Jogan cannot find his target, but Kung Pao turns around, letting Jogan get one more auto attack again. Finally, Shaba Forest finds that last auto attack. What a close fight. I thought for a moment that Kung Pao was going to get out of there.
That was great. I love the dive and fight potential that Nocturne has backed up by the Kale ultimate. Like, it doesn't make it so that Kale is the only one here. If Kale feels like she can't participate, just ult the Nocturne. He's good to go.
If it hadn't been for Queen of Despair on Soraka roaming up there at that time, it would have been a very, very different looking fight. Having the ultimate come out and then just getting the sustain was very important in that last little skirmish. And Queen of Despair... showing why I guess you want to play Soraka out of the mid lane. I'm not sure.
And she's building support items. She started with Bando Glass.
We're gonna do it. Wants to influence the map, I suppose. Wow.
I mean, you got Morgana going AP, so it's basically Soraka support, Morgana AP carry.
Yeah, I want to know how much gold that Soraka is getting as she
Let's
throws
find out.
bananas at these minions. Is it still full value?
I mean, she is... No, she's pretty behind on gold. She's about 700 behind Heimerdinger.
Yeah. I mean, there's a CS discrepancy there too, but yeah. Oh, this bot lane, Tiltree Clinton, number 1 Lamb, just putting in so much work, and now with the grubs to just continue to whittle away between Jin's 4 shots, it is tough to be a bot laner if you are on Smolder Snacks right now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to be pinned to your tower like that. I mean, Nocturne is putting the pressure on. Like, he's already looking to come back bot side, but Sejuani is here as well, so it's not going to just go in one side's favor. Oh, here it comes. They're a little in deep, though. That might be a danger for Jhin. Sejuani that way. There you go. Get him locked down twice, and down he goes. Curtains. Whack. Hold still. Whack. Whack. Oh, she's so low. Morgana, can you get it? No. Not quite. Curtains
I
OP.
thought for certain that Tiltree Clinton was dead and caught. He was sitting so far with a Nocturne diving right on top of you. And I think it was, hello, Mr. President. Thresh jumping in there as Sejuani to just lock up the enemy team. And then Soraka mid using the ultimate to get a big health infusion, make sure that Jhin stayed alive long enough to hit that curtain call, ultimately winning in the team fight and the dragon. So notching the dragons up at 1 apiece now. Well played for Zyra Zaddies.
Zyra Zaddies. Got 7-2 at the 4,000 gold lead, leading towards Zyra Zaddies. It's looking like I might win this vote. You want to change sides now? I'm giving you the opportunity.
Oh, ride or die here, ride or die. We
Ride
still
or
have,
die.
don't forget, we've got a Kale in the top lane, which can scale better than anyone else in this game. So yeah, they've got a little bit of a lead now in the early game, but if you're Smolder Snacks, you want to just make sure that you're continuing to get objectives when you can. Maybe avoiding fights unless they're heavily in your favor. Is this one of those? I'm not sure.
Oh, the kill ult's already down. It's going to be a 3v2. This isn't looking good, but they're kind of collapsed here. We got the Nami ride the wave. Looks like they're just going to be able to save that Nocturne and get out. Oh, but Trundle's going down low, and down he goes.
On the roam, he loves to do these kind of plays. I've seen it on his Nami before. He arrived just in time. It looked like the Kayle ult was too early and it was a 2v3, but then all of a sudden you've got 2 supports coming up from the mid lane to keep your team alive and just to make sure that if you're going to stand on top of those rockets from Heimerdinger, you're going to pay for it with your life.
Yeah, we got Kai'Sa picking up the static shiv there. She's 0 and 4, looking a little rough on the bot side. We're gonna pick up Rift Herald here. Kayle's going for the split push, and she's gonna pull the aggro of Sejuani. Kayle said, "This is my time to shine. I am level 11. It is time for the split pushing nightmare."
Gets HP bar though.
Oh, and some shutdowns coming down the bot side.
Huge. You'll take that 1-for-1 all day. Here's Paranoia. Where's it gonna go?
He doesn't have vision. He lost vision.
Yeah, the pride. It was to mask the Rift Herald spawn as he loads on in.
The wrong way. Oh no! That's what I'm talking about. You end up in the Rift Herald by accident. And you totally mess it up.
It was so close, and my nightmare, as we talked about earlier, came true. I could see it. He did not. I don't think he wanted to be in there. I don't think he wanted to go that way. I don't think he wanted to hit the wall.
Nope.
But you know what? The Rift Herald didn't hit anything, but at least Kung Pao is alive.
He
out of there with his wife.
Ballad of Chaos says, "Howdy girlies, hope the games have been good. The games have been nuts today. Absolutely.
Entertaining matches, certainly."
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to make a highlight of both of those Rift Herald clips. Rift Herald outplays is what we're gonna call it. Sejuani says, "You win this round." Ballad says, "Very intense matches on Orange too." Good. It's good. I'm glad to see when games are like competitive and fun and really engaging. No one wants to get totally stomped on. We want good games. And Jin here by himself. We're gonna coming up here. All right, now it's a good 2v2.
With Collector, he wants to take any fight he can against these 2 squishies. I don't know that they can survive a full kind of combo if Morgana lands any sort of a binding. So they can continue to just shove down the bot lane. I'd like to see Vision established deep in the in red side jungle on the bot side of the map so that they can afford to push in and just continue laying siege to this turret and building a lead on their bot side, because that is the shining point of this team right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a Paranoia from this Nocturne. Looks like he's waiting for it too.
Pain goes down.
Oh, he's not gonna use the Paranoia. He's just gonna wait. He said, "Come to the turret, then I'll catch you."
Maybe they're not sure about where Jogon is. They're waiting to see,
yeah,
or where Thresh is on Sejuani, or maybe they're waiting to see him appear on the map before they commit anything.
Yeah, they don't have any vision that's caught her. They don't have any vision on the top side either, so she could be up there for all they know. Morgana going for that Heimerdinger. Drop the turret.
Yeah. The other play I like here is holding some important cooldowns for this dragon. That's going to be an important fight. But there it goes. Kung Pao says now is the time. Diving forward with Paranoia.
Ooh, Morgana ult holding him down. The kill ult a little questionable there, but it's all right.
Fight continues though, both sides posturing and poking here. You have a Heimerdinger though that has first kind of move and establishment on this dragon. It's always so difficult to kite into all of these turrets. We'll see where Malins decides to start placing them.
Vibro says the Morgana is smurfing. It's curtain time. Team gonna be able to block it for him. Now, I liked how Morgana was like, "We're going this way."
We're going wide here. Well, they commit Trundle in the top side, forcing now a teleport out of Kayle. Now a 4v4 with the HP bars low and a Collector Jin here ready to just get some bounties.
He said, "Let me collect you." Yeah, he's just gonna scare him off while Sejuani goes ahead and gets that dragon, because a nice little force shot's gonna take them all down. Spell shield saves her from the knock up on the wave there. Here comes the snare on the Nami.
Vladimir!
Hold him still.
Hang alive!
Oh, holy cow.
So well played by this
Minion
duo
damage.
who has been huge.
Ooh,
Minion damage was almost enough there. Yeah, it was a level. I think it was a level, not triumph. Well done.
Oh, here comes Baron.
One of my favorite additions to the map.
I do love that.
Tiltery Clinton's Jhin is becoming huge. Now finishing Infinity Edge, Collector. He is so scary in these team fights.
Yeah, and I mean, right now it looks like Zyra Zaddy's is super ahead, but that also means there's a lot of shutdowns. Like that's a big shut. That's not too big. A 300 gold shutdown on Jhin because we already got one on the Kai'Sa, so that did bring Kai'Sa in a little bit more as far as damage goes. So the more shutdowns they get, they could bring themselves back into this pretty easily. But if Jhin stays alive, then it's looking pretty bad for Smolder Snacks.
Yeah, and you've got to get through the Soraka too. Like Queen of Despair next to Jogan, going on top horse, forcing the flash out of the kill there. Well done, Jogan. No one what he can do. But as I was saying, one thing, you've got Queen of Despair here to help Jhin. So even if you're trying to commit like Kung Pao to dive onto Jhin, who normally that's a pretty good matchup for you, that having your Nocturne on top of the enemy carry, especially someone that's immobile as Jhin, is pretty good. But he's got lots of peel beside him, so I'm not sure that that is as relevant in a game like this.
Oh, here comes the paranoia. Really trying to take down that Jhin. He's exhausted for days. The curtains gets canceled. Morgana a little bit of danger here. And that's a pickup kill for Kayle. That is not someone they want the kills to go to.
Yeah, that was honestly a really great fight. They all went on Tiltery Clinton's Jhin, which is what they needed to do. They committed so many ults and really great tidal wave to instantly cancel the curtain call. That was vital in that fight as they look to keep going. Reese turning around, going in, Vladimir landing the Aqua Prism and perhaps letting his team escape there, using Exhaust as well to make sure everyone gets it out alive. Great disengage from the side of Smolder Snacks.
Yeah, I mean, their team is really surrounding Jhin as a carry. And if they do take him out, then most of their damage is gone. He's hanging in there right now, though, so he's going to be able to put down the hurt. They've already used most of their resources. Their ults are down, so he has the opportunity to basically just walk in there, pow, 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 pow.
This is such a great siege going on here, and you have the sustain from Soraka. You have the spell shield from #1 land that just lets Jhin play so far forward and push wave after wave into these turrets, and it's really can't do anything until you get that Nocturne ult back, which fortunately is not on a super long cooldown.
Where's the fourth shot? Whack! Oh! Burn! Oh, it gets him!
#1 Lamb. Great play. The poke is just so oppressive here out of this bot lane.
Yeah, and you know, the big thing that I keep forgetting the names. Oh my gosh, Smolder Snacks really needed this Kayle to like pop off, and I think she's getting there, but the Trundle is probably popping off too. So his split push is really powerful. Oh, the Kai'Sa's burning, and down she goes. So if this Kayle really can't outscale this Trundle and his split push, I don't see the win con here.
Yeah, they have Mowens, I think, is kind of what they're doing to try to answer, like Heimerdinger answering Trundle and leave Kayle to perhaps help with a fight, because maybe that's the idea, is dive onto Tiltery. You know you're not going to get a kill because there's just way too much peel, but then during the dive, that gives Kayle the opportunity to open up, because you got to pick one. You got to either focus on the diver or on Kayle, and here comes the dive in, but I don't know if the team is close enough.
Oh no, they were too scared. Yeah, I don't know, like that strategy is okay, but I almost feel like the Kayle does need to be the one on the side lanes, like handling that Trundle, because she is going to be able to get that solo farm, that solo experience. She's going to be able to scale up. Like, it may not be ideal right now, but I think it's going to be more ideal in the later game.
You're exactly right. The Kayle is not in a position to carry this game yet. She needs to have levels. She needs to have farms. So they've got to figure out. I would be funneling all my resources into Kayle at this point. If there's ever 2 people in the lane with Kayle, one of them runs away, give all the farm to Kayle. Try to get Kayle 2 lanes of farm. That is your win con if you're Smolder Snacks. And outside of that, in a late game Kayle carry, you don't have a lot of options.
He's like, my blue buff. My blue buff.
And it's so big.
That's
Continuing
what
to
he
be
said.
a menace. 3 dragons now.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be an Air Drake Soul. That's going to be amazing for Morgana ult specifically, and Sejuani ults.
Getting a little gold in there is good. Kayle taking some jungle. Probably, I'd like to see a little bit more aggressive on the side lanes.
More farm, more farm.
And just be hungry hippo. Hungry Kayle here. Run around, gobble everything up.
Hungry Kayle. No Kales. Don't go mid, go bot. I'm not coaching. I'm just joking. Yeah, it really comes down to how big can this Kayle get at this point. And it's like, I want to say Nocturne can carry 2, but he's also 1 in 6, which he's doing damage, but he's spending so much time off the map being dead so much that he's losing the experience. He's not going to be able to scale as quickly he's going to need to do the damage too. Like we were saying, Kayle and Nocturne are the damage here, and neither one of them are too crazy yet.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have the big output, but also, I mean, credit to Zyrazadis because they're doing such a good job of protecting this Jhin, who, I mean, everyone knows he's the target as they dive in. Lad finding a flank, though, missing Aqua Prism, but it's not enough. Oh my god. Soraka arrives, Wish is enough to keep him alive, and now Tiddler Killing gets to open up with a curtain call, using it to secure the double kill on almost no HP. Laugh is going to go in there, try to find one Laugh like Nate, finally get the shutdown onto Jhin, but the damage has been done, and it's going to pay for it with his life. What an incredible effort there to keep Jhin alive and win the fight.
And there was that shutdown I was talking about. Jhin had a fat shutdown, and Kai'Sa just picked it right up. So this could bring Kai'Sa back into the game seriously in these team fights.
Yeah, look at that Kraken now. So allowing to complete another major item here. That's going to help a lot to get through the beefy front line of Zyrazadis. You don't, if you're Zyrazadis, you really want to be thinking close the game out. You don't let Smolder Snacks hang around because they have the potential to come back if it gets really late.
Uh-oh. Hold still for 3 seconds. Oh, the spell will come down a little too late. Well, but she might be able to get out of here. Soraka's here to save the day.
You get the gold on this Soraka. Like, are they still at support levels of economy, or are they in the game? Yeah, they're still on support levels of economy.
Yeah,
okay.
They are 1,800 behind the Heimerdinger, but they're also 70 CS behind. So
yeah, okay, interesting.
He's got 8 assists, but yeah, it's not doing it, I don't think.
Remain committed to the strategy here.
Curious, let's see about the Morgana gold. Morgana's closer to the mid lane gold than Soraka is. Ooh, Kai'Sa gets stuck in there. Curtains! Yeah, this is a little bit what I'm worried about, is like we were saying, there's no frontliner, so this Kai'Sa getting ahead, yes, is going to help a lot for damage, but when she gets in there, there's nothing to defend her. If she can juke the Morgana snare and the Sejuani bump and the Trundle spear pillar, then you're probably okay, but that's a whole lot you have to avoid to start putting your damage down.
Now, you can also think about it is maybe, okay, the diving angle is not working. So perhaps what you want to do now as Smolder Snacks is think, well, we do have a really, really good disengaging comp. Like, we have Heimerdinger. Obviously, it's very difficult to fight into this Heimerdinger, especially with Landry's. It's going to get through the HP bars of the two tanks that would be trying to dive forward. You have Nami, who's one of the best peelers in the game. This Trundle just sticks around for the turret, and Jogan just gives away the shutdown.
Kamikaze
there.
Trundle.
Got the turret, but at a big 700 gold. And again, I don't like giving this Smolder Snacks gold because, again, if their head gets a little bit too big, and they decide that right now Smolder Snacks has been the aggressor, they're diving into Zyra Zaddy's, and Zyra Zaddy's is kiting away and just winning these fights. But if that switches and Zyra Zaddy starts having to dive into Smolder Snacks, I think that's pretty tough. Kale kites really well, especially with the help of Nami, especially with Heimerdinger there, providing a good chunks of damage that you're trying to fight through. Jhin does not deal with Heimerdinger turrets particularly effectively. So they really want to be first into this dragon area and set up shop there, make Zyra Zaddy's come to you and try a fight that way.
Oh, who's going to flip this fight? This is going to be Soul for Zyra Zaddy's if they land this one. Who's going to get caught? Who's going to get caught? I got Sejuani coming from the top side, Trundle coming behind them. Oh, this Dark Bind just misses. Sejuani looking for a good ult here. They looks like they're going to get pressured off this dragon.
Yeah, pushed them off, and Smolder Snacks knows they can't just give this one away, so they're trying to find an angle.
I don't know. Nocturne's doing blue buff right now. He doesn't seem like he's convinced he's gonna be able to get this one. Oh, all right. Kale just going in. Kale 1v5. It's a good attempt, Kale. Curtains. Is it gonna reach that Heimerdinger? Not quite, but looks like Nocturne's gonna go down for it. Can Kaisa put down the damage? I don't know. There's a whole lot of CC slowing them down, even through that Shrelia speed boost. Is this gonna be game?
I think they can make a strong case that it might be game if they want to keep going.
The Dark Harvest on the Heimerdinger.
Yes, the Dark Harvest and the Collector putting in work. What a great fight here for Zyra Zaddy. He's not losing a single individual, and what a great performance here from Zyra Zaddy that just kind of had this match by the horns most of the way.
Where's my money?
Congratulations.
No, that was a really good game. It was unfortunate that Kale couldn't keep up with the split pushing. I feel like that would have been a huge game changer. But you know, everything doesn't go how you want to, and it wasn't bad. Like, Kale was more in the team fights. Like, she definitely made humongous differences, like with the alts on like when Nocturne was diving in. I don't know. I didn't see a whole lot of options for them aside from the Kale.
It sure didn't feel that way, especially with the performance out of the bot lane. I mean, Tiltery Clinton and number one Lamb were just on the gas pedal the entire time. They never let up the whole game, and so they were able to take and push a huge lead through bot lane, and then just transition that to the rest of the map, and never really gave an option. Yeah, I gave up 2 shutdowns, but it didn't really end up mattering. And so really excellent job to carry out of the bot lane there for this duo.
Mm-hmm. Jellyfish says, leave my Raka mid alone. I heal, let ADC.
It was so effective. I mean, it definitely worked and kept Jhin alive. And that's what you needed that game, was an unkillable Jhin, and Tiltery Clinton delivered.
And I think it worked out really well having the Soraka mid, specifically because he was going against a Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger is not huge pressure. He's not huge burst damage. So when you're playing the Soraka, you can kind of hang out in that lane and just kind of vibe, try to farm a little bit. Like, it's not that crazy. Heimerdinger is not roaming like crazy. You have the opportunity to roam into fights and just be the support. So it kind of nullified mid lane and let the focus be on the bot lane. So it wasn't bad. Based on what we see here and what we just saw, who would you vote as MVP?
Well, well, if I take a look at the damage totals, I'm going to have to go with Tiltree Clinton on Jhin. As I said, it's one thing to have a whole team kind of commit to supporting you as the sole damage dealer. And on Jhin, it's not necessarily easy to be the sole source of damage for a team. And boy, did he deliver. So I've got to give it to Tiltree Clinton on Jhin as the MVP.
I'm going to agree with you. I will definitely say Tiltree Clinton on Jhin. For one, being the carry, having excellent placement, being able to be your primary damage in the fight, allowing Trundle to do a whole lot of split pushing. I mean, he had an amazing setup. He had 2 supports and he had a tank. So they could basically 4v5. Like, they had the potential to just be the 4 of them and have Trundle making plays elsewhere. So I love that about this team comp. And Jhin really delivered in his placement of not getting caught out, dealing the damage, knowing when to fight, when not to fight, and of course, Curtain's OP. So congratulations, Tiltree Clinton on Jhin for MVP.
Congratulations.
All right, that concludes week 3 of CMSA's League of Legends League.
Another thrilling day of competition overall for esports. I mean, I want to first thank you for being my co-caster alongside me. Thank you everyone for tuning into this broadcast. It was certainly an exciting time, especially with everyone who participated in the polls and parts of our community members. So thank you for doing that.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. And if you're playing, what's the game called? Pal something? Pal World. If you're playing Pal World, come play with us. A whole lot of us are playing Pal World nowadays. And if we don't see you on the next League of Legends stream, we also have the Fortnite League going on this week, the Dead by Daylight League going on, the D&D League starts on the February 3rd. And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting one of them, but there's a whole lot of games and a whole lot of streams going on. So make sure you catch us tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, pretty much every day of the week. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.